Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
as always, and somberly, Steve Medagliaco.
It's a bit of a somber one today. Unfortunately, in solidarity with the Pope, Aunt G has decided to give himself a life-threatening illness.
Mm-hmm.
He will not be on today, possibly ever again.
Yeah.
When you see smoke come from the Reviewing History Twitter account, you can expect to see Aunt G again.
Yeah. He decided that, he has to suffer with, the highest of high.
Yes.
So he's in bed. He's bedridden.
We hope he gets better soon.
Yeah, we do hope. Doesn't seem like he will.
If he doesn't, we will hold a conclave and elect a new Aunt G.
Right. For now,
that's if you see the white smoke.
Yeah.
But for now, our first Archbishop is the one and only. Get him, Steve Dave.
How was start out stanking?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for filling in.
Okay.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Holy.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't done a pick episode in quite some time.
No, we had to skip like a week of recording that we were supposed to, and so it's like
everything got kind of
a month and a half.
Yeah.
Like no pick.
I think there's a lot of emails actually, but
well, that's kind of why also that it's good that maybe Ant's not here, because we could get through more emails without
without him holding us back
and
his buffoonery.
Yeah.
But he's here in spirit, I feel, yes.
Yeah.
He permeates the room. His spirit does.
Did you ever hear what Tommy Lee Jones said to Jim Carrey on the set of Batman Forever?
No.
Because they hated each other. Or rather, Tommy Lee hated Jim Carrey.
Well, Jim Carrey was a hateable person on set, apparently, so. I'm
sure he was acting like the Riddler and shit.
Yeah, very method. Yeah.
But apparently, when they first met, before they even started their roles, Jim Carrey's like, "Hey, how you doing, Tom? You want to go grab a beer at the bar or something?" Or he ran into him at a bar, and Tommy Lee goes, "I don't like you and your buffoonery," and he told him off right away.
Whoa.
And it's okay.
I wish I knew that line meeting Ant. I don't like you, your buffoonery.
Yeah. Let me
what
see
a
if I can
strong
get the exact
line.
quote.
I'm sure Jim Carrey dabbed his eyes with $100 bills.
He said it bothered him.
Stacks of thousands. Just, Tommy doesn't like me. I mean, I'd be pretty upset if Tommy called me buffoonery.
Oh, this was the
But
quote.
he is buffoonery. He's a comedian guy.
This is what he said. Tommy Lee told Jim Carrey, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery." It's actually even worse.
He can't even sanction it.
I can't stand for this
He can't
at all.
sanction it. It's not... What?
Not sanctionable. The sanctioning of this buffoonery shall not happen.
That is so good.
Carrey told the story on Norm Macdonald's podcast, and he joked, "Every once in a while, somebody you really admire hates your guts."
Like that's the kind of thing. If someone said it to me, I would just try to repeat it back to them, in different forms and variations.
Just sanction
yeah.
buffoonery.
Yeah.
I feel like you have an old boss who would have said that to you.
Probably. Yeah.
I think your current boss too. Maybe.
Yeah. I think when I got suspended for shooting rubber bands at the toy train that went around the cash registers at my supermarket job. Boss, it was just buffoonery.
Fun.
Well, I cannot sanction it. Here's a write-up.
Cannot sanction.
Sanction.
That's got to be used when he.
We got to hold it, right?
If Anthony gets well, which we hope and pray he does, he's gonna come back and we can't sanction his return.
We don't sanction your buffoonery, sir. Anything new in your lives, guys?
New? When is this dropping? This week?
This week.
We just had some Scanner Darkly pass. It was getting some cool reviews.
Yeah, people liked it on the Patreon.
Besides that, nothing much.
No,
Going on.
nothing exciting.
Nothing.
Living
I'm
life.
going to Medieval Times.
That's
like
cool.
today.
Are you going to
I'm
fight?
so excited. I'm so pumped.
I love Medieval Times.
Me too. You've been?
Yes.
School trip?
No. Yeah. Well, actually, then
That's always
2 or 3 times then.
Yeah, it's always.
But I did go with my ex-girlfriend, and I was always proud in that, I got off a zinger on one of the nights. and like
Do you remember the zinger?
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
I want to
What
hear
is
it.
the
I was like, because I was the Blue Knight. So I was like, Green Knight, ye smell of ye horses behind. And the knight turned around, pointed to me, and slapped his horse's butt.
That's funny.
That's good.
And I was just like, oh man, I really got one off. And then like later on, I was reading like something on Reddit about people who've gone to medieval times, and someone said their knight did it. Did the same motion, and I was like, wait, that happened to me. And then like somebody else responded who was a knight, and they're like, oh yeah, we have a certain amount of insults that we're allowed to give to the
to respond
to the audience. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And I'm like, oh, I thought it was just me.
That's good.
You felt special.
I did. And then he got yanked from me.
This is gonna
Took
be
it
like
away.
the 5th time I'm going. The last time I went was hysterical. I was the black and white knights section,
Okay.
and he was kicking so much ass.
They call it the Michael Jackson section.
Yeah, the mulatto section. But we were kicking ass, and we have a loud section.
Yeah.
Like we have like 15 of us, and we're screaming our heads off. And he was the villain.
Oh, you had the bad
We
guy.
have the bad guy, and he curses out the king, and it goes quiet as like a moment of tense, and I just yell out, "Are we the baddies?" Like, oh no! Like we're the bad guys.
I
love doing it. It's so much fun.
I've been there a couple times. I like when I get red and yellow because I don't know.
You sing the song.
Red and yellow. No, it's black and yellow.
Yeah. I was saying.
Well, the first time I went, I won with the red and yellow knights. So it's like now I'm
Attachment. You're red and yellow for
I
life.
get upset when my knight doesn't win.
Green has the coolest style though. It has like the earth horns and like it's
Okay.
cool. I don't know what I'm gonna be this time. We'll see.
Do you keep your crowns?
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I have a few
my
crowns.
my blue crown was in like my car for like till it pretty much got to a new
Yeah.
car.
Yeah. It's
I
like
was
expensive though, right?
not as expensive as you'd think.
How much is the ticket?
So it depends what tier. So like a regular going, it's like $52 for a show and
That's
and
not
dinner.
bad for
That's
dinner.
not
Yeah,
bad,
the
man.
food is pretty good.
The
yeah.
drinks aren't included, like alcohol drinks, but you're getting appetizer, entree, dessert, and a show with
Yeah.
horses, a falconer, and fighting. It's worth
That
it.
actually is kind of value, yeah.
We upgraded. So there's the 62 tier where you get like a better seating, and then there's another tier where you celebrate a birthday. So we're celebrating a birthday again.
How much to fight in the pit?
I don't think you can unless you give someone free cable.
Um,
But you can get knighted, like, and they'll announce it.
Okay, that's
and,
cool.
It's funny.
I saw that before I ever went to medieval times.
Cable guy.
Cable guy.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was always like, I want to go to medieval times. I get to fight my friends.
Oh yeah, if
To
they
the
would have
death
let us,
in
we
the
would have.
pit.
Yeah, we would have fought each to the death. Last time I also got fairly inebriated because they do serve alcohol, and I bought a dagger. And the it's might as well be a Bowie knife. It's like this big. It's awesome. But I was like, yeah, I want my dagger. And they're like, we're not giving this to you until after the show. And I was like, aw.
They're
But
worried
makes
you're going to
sense.
like run on the.
Yeah, because like
But I
I'm
wanna
out
stop
drinking and
things
partying.
now.
I'm like, and then I cut myself or someone else. It's,
Yeah, I'll definitely go when my kid gets older. She just can't do that right
no,
now.
she'll cry.
Well, not just that. She can't like handle like a chicken breast, you know?
That too. Yeah, that too.
It's been many years since I've been there, but do the drinks have medievalish time names or?
I think so.
Okay.
The mixed drinks, they have regular beer.
Okay.
I would usually get like beer in like a souvenir cup.
Do they call it like
So,
mead
yeah.
or anything or?
No, because if they actually served mead, they would call it mead.
Okay.
In the Renaissance fair, like when you actually get mead, you get mead. You don't
Okay.
get,
Okay.
like-
Okay.
You don't. It's not like that. You're actually getting beer or ale, I guess.
Okay.
Haven't you made your own?
Meads? Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have 2 aging right now, and I have a
They're
bunch of
still
bottles.
aging?
Yeah, I'm aging 2 of them, like 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years?
Yeah, that's the plan.
How long has it been?
3, I think.
Okay, so you're halfway
So I'm
there.
halfway there. I've made only 1 good batch of mead so far. The rest of them are mediocre and bad.
Okay.
The first batch I made was fantastic. My parents still have a bottle of it.
Okay.
That's the only bottle I think that exists. So
Of the good beaver meat.
everyone else drank it. Yeah.
So you don't know if this one that you've been waiting on 6 or 7 years is going to be good or bad?
No, I know it's gonna be mediocre.
Okay.
but it gets better with age. So I will test it like every few months.
So have you had it like recently?
I haven't had it at least 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's medicinal. So it has to age that out.
Okay.
So, yeah. Mead's great. I love it.
I am sick. I must prepare medicine.
That's what
It'll be
was
ready in
used-
6 years.
Mead is great for that. You know, it's very, very, very good.
Well, he's supposed to have a back supply. So after this 6
Right,
years, he'll
yeah,
build
I'm
more.
supposed to
Okay.
have- I have a bunch of bottles that are aging too. It's not just those.
You always like doing these weird things, like growing mushrooms, your own meat.
Yeah, well, I just grew cayenne peppers. I'm putting them in the freezer for now. Once I get enough, I'm gonna make a hot sauce.
You grew them?
Yeah,
Where?
inside my house.
Wow.
I have an arrow garden.
This is what I
Have you
mean.
considered pickling?
I've made my own pickles. I've made
Well,
my
no,
own
I'm saying you
pickled
could
red
pickle
onions.
peppers.
I've made my own pickled red onions.
Okay.
I thought about that, but cayenne peppers are really they're smaller and thin, so I don't know if it's gonna be worth pickling.
Well, I'm saying
I'm
you
not
could,
gonna get a lot.
you could pickle them to store them, and then add them to your
Yeah,
recipes.
but I think it's gonna lose some of its flavor if I pickle it.
I believe like Tabasco is aged for like 3
Tabasco,
years.
yeah, it's aged.
in oak
Yeah.
barrels.
Yeah, something like
So,
that.
Yeah.
And then they also like fry them, like if you fry it and then or boil it.
You should
like
turn
that.
yourself into a pickle.
I feel like I'm always in a pickle.
I've done that to my liver.
Turned it into-
Yeah, your liver is in a pickle.
Yeah.
Haven't you stopped drinking for a little bit?
Yes.
How
Oh,
long
me
has it
too.
been?
Super Bowl Sunday, I think, was my last beers.
Okay, so it's like
or maybe
almost
the day
exactly
after
a
Super Bowl
month.
Sunday. Yeah.
Was it a
Something like
month?
that.
Oh, wow.
Almost. I think
Yeah.
next week will be a month.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't had a drink of alcohol since New Year's Eve.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
It's
It's gonna end eventually.
I think my wedding, which is going to be 4 years ago in
the last
May.
time you had a sip of alcohol was
Yeah.
your wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never liked it.
Yeah, I don't
You were-
enjoy it.
Yeah, you were never. That
It's not
person.
an impressive feat.
When was the
for
last time
me.
you had like THC,
Weed?
edible or smoke? I believe it was like not that as long as I think.
Oh, it has to be.
Was it with me?
I'm gonna say 2014, maybe.
Was it with me when we did the brownies?
That's the only time I ever had like any sort of edible, and that was like 2010, 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, weed is over decades, over a decade easily.
We used to, for those who don't know, I used to work for Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, thus
Yeah.
Kevin Smith. And every once in a while, a fan would send Kevin some weed brownies.
Yeah, you can't.
And of course, we're not,
You
you know,
can't
we
eat
weren't going to
those.
forward them to
It's
Kev.
poison.
And it was always my job to dispose of them.
By
And-
dispose, did you eat them?
Yes. Oh,
Psychopath.
what?
You're a psycho for eating those.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? How is that not? You're a logical man. You're.
I
completely
don't
logical man.
think a Kevin Smith fan.
How do you know they're a fan? How do you know it wasn't like pretending to be a fan and send you some poison brownies?
Or they send like they jizzed in it.
Yeah.
Like I'm scared.
I'm
Like
sending a part of you.
anytime there's like home cooked stuff at my school that someone has brought in, whether it's a cookie or a brownie, like why don't you? I'm
It's
like,
a no-go.
nope. I'm always scared, whether it's a student
It's a
or
no-go.
it's-
no-go.
it's nothing personal.
Part of me will
It's
be
that I
in
can
you.
safety
understand.
issue.
Yeah.
Part of me will be in you. That's the kind of
Yeah.
mentality. You know, you don't want that,
I'm really just scared they're gonna jizz in my food.
dude. I saw some. Speaking of that, I
I
saw
s-
some crazy stuff recently. So like, I like arts and crafts. Obviously, I like growing stuff. So my Instagram feed is very crazy. It's mixed. I'm getting like, I'm getting everything you could think of.
The rhythm
Mine is all hot chicks, and I don't understand why.
I know why, but that's a whole other conversation. I get hot chicks too, but not like it goes on and off. It like switches depending
Mine
on
is
the day.
just giant tits.
Yeah, no, there's
I
nothing
mean,
wrong
I
with
know
that.
why,
Yeah,
'cause
because
that's
it's
what I
what you
click,
enjoy.
yeah.
It's click. But I get like people making like home crafts, and sometimes I'll order them. I'm like, oh, this person's really good, and then I see this woman making like clay like necklaces. I'm like, oh, but usually I listen to it with the volume off. I turn the volume on, and she's like, this new semen necklace is going to be really great, and I'm like, what? So she's taking like clay, mixing jizz in it, and making like pottery and necklaces with it
okay.
in a
Where's
weird.
she getting the jizz?
Yeah, that's my
there's-
first
you
question.
send it to her,
So I jerk off in a tube. I send it to her.
and she'll make like a necklace out of it, like a ceramic mixture necklace.
I thought that she was
And
like
I guess
milking guys.
I guess you give it to your wife or girlfriend. Like, here's my love. Like very strange, very strange. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's real. Don't
Oh,
look
no,
at me
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no. I understand. I've watched videos where like people cook placentas and stuff.
And if the jewelry, not gonna lie, it looks good.
So I do get a lot of Muppet stuff on my feed too.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I don't want to say the name of the shop. It's a nice woman. She put up like a Christmas wreath of Kermit the Frog and Robin from Muppet Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
Me, you, and Aunt all love it. My wife's brother loves it too. I was like, this would be an awesome Christmas gift for next year. So she closed down her shop after Christmas. I've been waiting for it to reopen. I messaged her a couple weeks ago. I'm like, hey, how much? Like, I would love to put an order
Yeah,
in
of
for
course.
4. And I think she said, I messaged you and I showed it to
Yeah.
you. Was it $1,000
For one.
For one? Yeah.
It was like $700 for one. And you were just like, no.
I was like, yeah, this is out of my price range, unfortunately. I was like,
It
I
looks
love your
awesome.
work, though.
Yeah,
it
but-
looks fantastic,
but that's
but
too
I just
much.
can't
It's
justify
not for you.
spending that much on it.
Like 1,000 for 4 would be reasonably. Would you say? Depend. I don't know the
1,000
level of
for
the work.
4,
It
I
would
don't
be a
think-
lot
it
of
would be
money.
more reasonable.
It would be a lot of money, but I can understand that.
Right, like $200 for that. Sure, that
Yeah.
it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of material, but
Yeah.
for
I'm not-
one,
yeah.
it's crazy.
Without seeing it, it's tough to.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay.
For you.
Yeah, if you're a video viewer,
And I'm gonna block the shop name. I don't want to get in
Yeah,
trouble
yeah.
because she has the right to set whatever price she wants.
Well, yeah,
It's just for me. I was like,
it's too expensive for you.
Well,
yeah,
there are delusional artists out there. I'm on a. I do
Sure,
get.
yeah.
There's a subreddit called Delusional Artists, and like it gets in my feed every once in a while. And yeah, some of them are just like, okay,
Yeah, like know your role kind of thing. It looks so
okay,
good.
you know what?
It
Okay,
looks good.
yeah,
$200, that makes sense. Like if that's on
Yeah.
in sale, on sale in like Disney for $200, I wouldn't be like that's absurd. I'd be like
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I've sewn before. I've sewn with felt before.
yeah. I
It's
get
not
this
easy.
is. I get
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
not
hand.
easy,
It's a
yeah.
handcrafted
Yeah, it's not
thing.
easy.
She's
Yeah.
putting work in.
Yeah, man.
It looks great. It's just.
She values it too.
It's just
Clearly.
that's a price that's too much for me. I'm not rich.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was like Elon Musk, I would
Well,
have
here's the
fucking
thing.
bought
Here's the
it.
thing. We got a lot of things in the works. The podcast. We're trying to grow. We're doing our best. Eventually, we might grow to a point where that's nothing. Where we will support that business, and
Well, maybe one day the wreath can be you and Aunt,
right?
where you're having a little Aunt G on your shoulder.
Yeah. I like how Ant's on my shoulder.
Yeah.
He's the bigger
Tiny
one of us,
Ant.
but Tiny Ant on my shoulder sounds fun. I'll have to commission her. That I might spend.
That
spend
might be
$7.
worth $1,000. Aunt comes by, you just have a wreath of him on your.
My front door.
What era, Ant?
Ooh, wow. I mean,
Because I was recently
It
here
has
while
to be
you
the
guys were
podcast,
recording
Yeah.
film school
Yeah,
it has
and
to-
seeing old.
metal Aunt.
Is that Metal Ant?
that's
when he has
Metal
the
Ant.
long
That's
hair.
Metal Ant.
Yeah, I have to say Metal Ant is.
Metal Ant kicks ass.
Yeah.
He looks like Nathan Explosion from
Yeah.
Deathlock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know it, but yeah, like I saw Metal Ant. And I'm just like.
He's
I could-
anywhere between 18 and 28 years old.
I definitely could sanction that look.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it's a good
Leather
look.
jacket, ponytail, metal, like real metal, not like fake bullshit. Not wearing like a white snake shirt.
His
you know
hair
what
like
I mean?
flowed. Like,
Float,
oh.
yeah. It was-
Regular maiden.
right. Yeah.
I do have a bone to pick though in my personal life. I got a vent. This has been eating me alive.
In your personal life, is this an ant thing?
No, this
Oh,
is
just in general. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my daughter loves bubbles. Absolutely loves bubbles. Anytime she sees them, she goes, "Bubble."
Oh,
And like she wants to blow bubbles all the time in the house. She runs around popping. She'll ask
Adorable.
them if she sees them on the TV, a book, anything, bubble. So she's
Adorable.
bubble obsessed. My wife, the algorithm showed her
oh no.
in the American Dream Mall, which used to be where the old Giant Stadium is. They built a giant mall,
Roller
almost
coaster
like the Mall of America, but
Yeah.
on the East Coast. Like there's theme parks in there. It's a whole crazy thing, and they have what's called the Bubble Experience. My wife sends it to me, and I look through the ad, and there's bubbles everywhere and stuff, and we're like,
Looks cool.
it. Look, I would never go,
It's
but
for children.
I think people that want pictures and stuff like that. But My daughter loves bubbles, right? They're her favorite thing in the world. So my wife, we're off for a week. My wife said we should take her. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like 45-minute drive up there. Spend fucking $40 a ticket for me and my wife. The kid gets in free, thank God. There was not one fucking bubble
What?
in this place.
No, you're joking.
Complete ripoff.
How is there no? What's the experience then?
So you walk in, right? The first room is like a light projection room where it's like there's turtles on the floor and like projected bubbles on the floor. The first room, right? And we're like, okay, it's the first room.
Right.
And like,
gotta work up.
and there's fish and stuff. And we're like, okay.
Is it like interactive? Like you touch one of those, they pop or something?
Not really. It wasn't. It wasn't even like that. It was just a projected floor, and there's turtles swimming by and all this stuff. And she's looking at all the stuff. We go, okay. We go into the next room, and there's like bubble architecture, and it's like, okay, it's
Weird.
a little weird. Then we go into this room, and it's a giant fake bathtub filled with silver balls that are supposed to represent bubbles, like it's a ball pit.
Oh, so you can go in it.
You can go in it, and they
Okay.
have like
That's
it's
fun.
like a bathtub, so it's like a guy's feet and like his head, and it looks like he's in the bath, right?
So when you get in it, essentially you're sitting on his lap.
Basically,
Was there a pole?
in the middle, yeah.
Because I have some bad news for you.
So
you picked
That's-
the wrong experience.
That's bubbles.
That was bubble.
Yeah. So it's all kids, right? Running around this ball pit. My daughter doesn't want to go in. My wife's like, you have to go in with her. I'm like, God damn it. Okay. So I go into this fucking ball pit. I'm holding my kid. She's like a cat trying to get away.
Let me out.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. I put her down.
I don't want any part of this ripoff.
We take our shoes off. We have to put our shoes back on. We go back through. Now we go to a room where it's like there's light fixtures that are almost bubble shaped. It's
Okay.
like, okay. We go through the fucking lights. And this is the track. You go this way, and out.
Wow.
We go out. We go to the next room. And this room has like interactive shit, but it's all like screen shit. It doesn't work. Now, to be fair, there was one bubble. However, it did not work. So you're supposed to stand in this thing, right?
Okay.
They hadn't added enough formula. You're supposed to stand in this like thing, and you're supposed to pull a lever, and it raises like a thing up, and a bubble is supposed to encase you.
Oh, that's cool.
So
But
we stand there.
Wasn't working.
I pull the thing. Me, my wife, my daughter. I pull the lever.
Yeah.
It goes up to my ankle. It pops.
Uh,
Kept doing it. Kept just
so it
popping at
kind of
the end.
works, but it doesn't.
There's no bubble because it does not complete. It's not a bubble till it's completed.
Right.
What was there like a way to take pictures, or was one of your parties supposed to stand outside and
You have to ask someone like
Nearby.
a fellow patron, or someone has to stand outside.
here, hold my phone while I'm entrapped in this bubble?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So we go out of that
Got
room.
burned.
We go out of that room and we're like, surely the room we saw with all the bubbles everywhere, like a room with bubbles like everywhere encasing the room. We're like, surely,
Like Willy Wonka.
yes,
Right.
Yeah, that's-
surely that room is next. And we walk out and there's the exit. And I may as well have taken $80 and ripped it up. And we get out and my wife is like, I'm so sorry, because it was her idea. I'm like,
Oh, how could you have known?
why? What did you do?
Right, so strangling her, yeah.
in the middle of the. No,
Yeah,
no.
right.
I was like, I'm not mad at you. That was a complete fucking waste of money. And they're playing the commercial in
With the bubbles, like oh my god,
in the thing.
It's so funny.
and it's like it's a shitty photo op
Scam,
thing
yeah.
without any bubbles.
It's a scam.
And she's like, we should try to get our money back. I go, we're never getting that money back.
Yeah,
It's like
you went through the experience.
it's 16-year-old kids behind the counter.
Yeah.
We went through the experience. I was like, you can call the company. They're not gonna do shit. They're closing in like 3 weeks. It was like a temporary exhibit.
Oh my god, that's so
Brutal.
So I just looked it up on Amazon. For $40,
brutal.
you can get a automatic bubble machine that has 6,000 positive reviews for $40.
Yeah, we have bubbles in the house.
And it's
Yeah.
remote controlled.
We could have made our own bubble experience.
Yeah,
Like
We
they
could
could
have put Ant in a bathtub. It would have been. People just get in with them.
Where's my kidney?
See that the Pope gets this.
Yeah.
I heard he's having kidney issues.
But sir, we don't know if it's compatible. I said, see that the
Send
Pope
it.
gets it. Damn it.
Send it. He needs to live.
Now I'm gonna submerge myself so I too get double pneumonia.
Bring me the vial of malaria. I need to drink it.
So got completely ripped off there. Pretty fucking annoyed. That's been eating at my craw. I've been waiting to tell it on the show.
Just-
I was
get
gonna
back.
say, is your anger level rising as your?
As I'm
You can
reliving
tell,
it, yeah, I'm
You're
getting
starting to
pissed
sweat.
again. And then we went to make it not a complete bust. We went to the Toys R Us that's in the mall.
Wait, the one you... Oh, no, the real one, not the one you took me to.
Yeah, the real one. It's 2 floors. It's big.
Oh, yeah. So it's,
She's never been to a toy store, so she had
a
fun.
blast.
Yeah.
It was, you made it worth it. That's what's
We made something of it, but I could have went to the Toys R Us for free and saved $80.
Yeah.
Did you at least leave like a very negative review?
No, I'm too lazy for
No.
that. It's not worth my time.
Just punched his wife in the face
Yeah.
repeatedly for making
It-
a horrible mistake.
It sounds to me like what happened over in England with the Willy Wonka experience.
It's the exact same thing. Only I feel like the Willy Wonka was way worse because it was like hobos.
I'd rather.
No, I heard they were like teenagers who like needed work and they responded to an advertisement in the paper and didn't realize they were part of a scam.
Yeah, it's.
I'd much rather get the weird Willy Wonka like demented thing.
Yeah, yours was somewhat real.
It's so shitty.
because like you actually got into a bubble pit and stuff. They just had like a crackhead like mixing chemicals.
It's such a better story. And like there's like the weird demented
one,
horror
like,
character in the
painted
walls.
mushroom and like.
Well, it was AI art from what I understand, so which makes it even.
No, the AI art was the ad.
Oh, okay.
The actual place was like
I thought they had.
cardboard and like nothing. It
Yeah,
was,
I
like,
thought they had
horrible.
panels set up like
No.
like pre-printed banners.
No, you fell for it.
Oh.
I hope they do a movie about that so we can cover it.
I don't know why they would. It's such like a base. Like, what would you do?
Talk
It's
about the guy who made the
a
scam.
10-minute movie. Like he scanned people.
I think you could have so
That's-
much
He
fun.
probably
with
does
it.
way worse.
Would you
like-
track him down? Be like
Oh,
knocking
I would
on his
get him
door.
on.
Yeah, he probably does way worse. Besides that, if you could do that, you're doing worse. You're
They
scamming kids and families. Like you're evil.
got them like a bag of like expired candy.
Yeah. Expired Tootsie Rolls, like the worst
Stuck
candy.
together.
Oh,
The Werther's
Melted.
original.
yeah. Those strawberry candies that don't have a name.
Oh,
The
I love
hard one.
those. Like I remember when anyone would get a gift basket, like I would be diving
yeah.
in the.
But nobody knows where they come from.
oh.
What company makes those? I've never searched. Can we search? Can we
What?
figure that out today?
Who makes what?
So do you know the strawberry candies? They're like little foil wrappers. You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about? Who makes those?
It's like a hard candy, and it's got like a little bit of
Mhm.
like of a liquid inside or a
Yeah.
jelly.
Yeah, like a juice.
You know what
jelly.
I love is I used to get back in the day. I'm not sure if you remember this because you're a little younger than I am, but supermarkets would have make your own bag of candy.
Yeah.
Okay, and they would have like a little thing where you would put in a nickel.
Yeah,
to take,
you
like, a
turn
couple
and you get
pieces.
some. Yeah.
But it was these little. It was sesame seeds in a brick. with-
Oh yes, I know what you're talking
And
about.
my, oh my
Yeah.
god, I could just sit there and eat those all day
Those are
long.
terrible.
Yeah, those are
Oh,
horrible.
those were the best.
Those are not good.
And I found a company that sells them, and it's like $20 a bag.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
No way. Can I
Uh,
see the picture to make sure you're on the right track?
Yep, that's them.
That's the one on the top left.
Yep. Acor cream filled bonbons.
Yeah, but who's the company?
Acor.
Oh, Acor.
Arcor. ARCOR.
ARCOR.
Yeah,
Sounds
now
like
let's
a
look up the
military
company. Yeah.
supplier.
I feel like it is.
Acor tactical bonbons.
It's a government.
Is it really?
Acor. Arcor is a company. ARCOR. Let's see where they're
Let's-
from.
Yeah, see where they're from, because if it's an actual government thing, I'm wondering like, have we made a horrible mistake our whole lives?
They're a confectionery that looks like they put out. They have one called Grosso, whereas like
Huh?
that's the worst name for a fucking.
Arcor. So all right.
They're a confectionery.
How do you not say this first? It's Arcor Group. It's consumer food products, and I think the image of them, it almost looks like an air conditioning company,
Yes.
right? Like
It doesn't look like a
It
candy.
doesn't
company.
look like a candy company at all. The website doesn't look like a candy.
I think they're
company.
Spanish.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're a Spanish company. Huh. That's interesting.
This is crazy. I can't believe this is real. It's real.
Well, they exist.
Argentinian, apparently.
Ah. Well, now you could get them even cheaper, probably, thanks to Javier Milei.
Yeah. Menthol Plus.
You guys
Menthol?
Menthol?
This is what I think it is? They make menthol candies?
Candy?
Delicious candy?
We got to
Because
get
that
those
has a
for
perfect-
Jimmy.
Oh, I love fucking menthol.
Menthol Plus.
Oh.
Okay. I don't think it's menthol.
Menthol.
I almost lost my shit. Like, they're just giving menthol to kids. I was like, these people are so cool.
Gotta get started young.
Yeah. Get them used to the taste. You guys want to dive into some emails?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's do it. It's
All
been
right.
a while. I feel like you said we had a lot.
I feel like we do. Okay. So this is from Boxed Stars.
Boxed stars.
Boxed, like putting
like putting something in a box, but they put stars in the box.
Yeah, boxed.
Are we those stars that are in the box? Is
Maybe.
that the reference here?
Hello, Brian, Ant, and Steve.
Hi.
You
Brian,
Brian, Steve, yeah. You three are my favorite flaming homosexuals on the internet, all banana defiling aside.
Thank you.
Oh, get him is eating a banana, Aunt G style. What the fuck happened to that banana?
It was in my pocket. It pressed against the side of the chair here.
That sent a chill up
What
my
is
spine.
what is wrong with people we know in banana? Why was there a banana in your fucking pocket?
He was happy to see you.
Yeah. Wait, no, don't let him off the hook here. Why was there a banana in your pocket?
Because I just woke up like a half hour ago and I'm hungry.
But why was it in your pocket?
Because I got it from the other room.
So he brought
You
it.
don't find this insane?
It's-
Am I the only one to find this?
If
You
it
put
wasn't
banana in
get
your-
him.
I had coffee in one hand, my phone's in the other. I needed someplace to put my banana, so I put it in my
I don't know, on a
pocket.
table? It has a wrap. It has
Well,
a wrap on
I had
it.
to bring it from another room.
It has the skin. You can put it down anywhere.
I'll put it in my pocket.
Eden, do you always eat it like that, Aunt G style, or
Since
just
I learned about it, it was eye-opening. And I find this is vastly superior.
You're going against God. You know that, right? It's disturbing.
Ugh. Ugh.
This is important. All right.
Well,
Of the-
it is important because those
Yeah.
the greatest homosexuals on the
Yes.
internet.
Of the three, I think Brian is my favorite because he makes for an interesting case in psychology. Reed, I would like to hear more stories about Brian's dad. I've been an audio listener for the past few months, and I have to say it was weird to hear Brian call himself fat because he has the voice of a skinny man.
No, you don't.
So this is actually interesting.
The voice of a skinny man.
Yeah, this is going to sound weird to say.
You agree?
I'm a skinny person trapped in a fat guy's body. And when I think of myself,
You're
no, when I think of myself, I don't think of myself as the morbidly obese animal I've become. Like,
well, you were thin for a very long time.
I was thin for a good portion
You
of
were
my
thinner
life.
than I was. And
And I was in shape.
you were in shape, but then you just kept eating. And you still keep eating and drinking soda. So you're not a skinny person trapped in a fat person's body. You're a skinny person trapped by your own vices of eating. That's it. You could be thin.
I had my first Shamrock Shake of the season yesterday. Oh my God, dude.
What the
it's
hell's
so
a
good.
Shamrock Shake?
What?
You don't know what a Shamrock Shake is?
Am I supposed to?
Yes.
If you're an American, yeah.
Are you guys going to explain this or just look at me with
Well,
vile
it's
intent? What is going
well,
on here?
St. Patrick's Day is coming up. You know
yes,
that, right?
Yes, March,
Okay.
yes.
And part of St.
Very
Patrick's Day is like shamrocks and the Irish and right? You know that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I pieced together
Okay.
that it's a green shake. You don't have to go into that. Just where do you get the Shamrock Shake?
McDonald's.
That's disgusting.
It's delicious.
It's
When we get out of here, I'm taking you. We're going to get a Shamrock Shake.
I'm not getting a Shamrock.
We'll get you a small. Just you got to
I'm not-
taste it.
I'm sure it tastes like
It's-
all the other shakes.
No.
Just gross, sugary nonsense.
It's delicious. It's a delicacy that only comes up once a year.
It's not a delicacy.
Oh, yes, it is.
I can make it at home by just putting sugar in my mouth and like whipped cream.
You couldn't make a Shamrock Shake if your
whipped
life
cream,
depended on
sugar.
it.
it is
Oh
an
yeah,
the ingredients are an industrial secret, so you would not have
yeah.
access to these.
Industrial chemicals.
And it comes, you know the character Grimace?
Yeah.
His uncle, right?
I think it's Seamus.
Seamus O'Grimacy
can't tell if you're making this up as you go.
This is real. He was around a lot in the 70s, and they retired him, and they brought him back recently.
Wait, his uncle is Irish.
Oh, Grimacy.
But it's not like his uncle is like St. Patrick, because that would have been wild.
No. He's
Okay.
Uncle Grimacy. He's a green Grimace
Okay.
who's here for the Shamrock Shake.
Come on, that's not real.
Oh, he's real. They just put out a whole bunch of merch for him.
That
I
looks
wanted
so
to get
disturbing. That doesn't look fun. It looks like a Christmas tree gone wrong. That one looks better. The one you showed me before didn't look
That's
good.
the original one. This is the more updated one.
The updated one makes sense. The other one doesn't.
Well, they
make much
fixed his
sense.
art. But when I think of myself and I'm thinking of doing things,
Yeah.
I'm never like,
I can't do this. I'm too fat.
I'm too fat. I'm
I
like,
can do this.
I could do this.
I'm
I'm thin.
Yeah.
And then like I try to do it, and it's like,
hurt.
you're too fat. So like I feel like one day I will be in shape again.
I feel like that could be pretty much said for the last few years that you could have lost weight.
I have lost
You
weight.
have lost weight, and you fall off track. And I've told you this forever, that every time you decide to lose weight, you do crash dieting. And I keep telling you, do not do that. Just change your diet. Don't do a crash diet. And you're always like, no, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in a month. And it's like, yeah, you lose it, and then you go right back to the diet, and then you gain it back worse. And for years, you've been doing this. And every time you fall off, you gain more and more. Just change your fucking diet.
I believe they
I
call
really
that yo-yo
can't change
dieting.
my diet.
No, you can. You can change your diet. You're just saying you can't because you love eating.
No,
and you're
it's-
addicted to it.
I don't eat that much.
Brian.
I really don't.
Then how do you gain weight? The way you gain weight is more calories based on what you're burning and what you're taking in.
Like I don't have like extra meals, you know? It's just
Okay, what'd you have for breakfast?
I didn't eat breakfast.
Great. I see a Dr. Pepper. What'd you have for
It's
how many
zero
calories?
calories.
0 calories.
0 calories, but you got some chemicals in there, which probably don't help.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, you should be. You should just maybe
That's
have
not
like
gonna
a tea.
It's not gonna make me fat.
How do you know?
How can it has no calories?
Let's put this to the test. Let's put you on like a vegan diet, but still have Dr. Pepper and see what happens.
I've done it. When I lost
You still had Dr. Pepper?
when I lost 100 pounds one time. I never have given up soda ever.
Never given up soda. Then why can't? Then it has to be a regular diet. It has to be.
It's what I like to eat overall.
There's a word for that. It's diet.
It is, but it's also like it's what brings me joy to eat is like
that's also
is-
it's addiction.
Delicious food just happens to
Delicious
have a lot
food
of
is delicious.
calories
yes.
in it.
It's
sadly.
like so
it's an addiction.
it's like I don't want to eat boiled chicken and broccoli every night.
You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. You go one or two ways. You go, I'm going to eat everything I want, or I'm only going to have boiled chicken and broccoli. There's a lot in between that could help you cut those pounds.
There's really not.
Spices are like 10 calories and
Yeah.
can change
a meal
a chicken breast
completely.
from being boiled to broiled.
Instead of getting your triple cheeseburgers, get like a Caesar salad.
I don't like salad. I don't like Caesar.
Learn to like it.
I don't like those things. I have a
Nobody
particular
likes those
I have a
things.
particular palate. That's the thing.
Nobody likes those things. You have to teach yourself to like it.
I don't
It's
want to eat
discipline.
that stuff. Yeah, I don't have an interest.
All right, listeners,
One day I
we
won't
gotta
be
we
fat.
gotta get this. We gotta get this man in shape. I think we need to make this. a
I
thing.
also haven't had time to work out, which I need to be like
that I understand, but it's diet. It's not just working out. It's
I
diet.
need to do everything.
You'll
or
lose
I
a
can't
lot.
do it.
You'll lose a lot of weight just dieting. I promise you that. I promise you.
Yeah, I've done it. I know how to diet.
a
No, you
pound of
don't.
Yes,
you know
I
how to
do.
crash diet.
a pound of fat is about 5,000 calories. So if you can eliminate 5,000 calories from your diet every week, you will lose a pound.
Why
of
are
fat.
you talking to me about this?
Do you want to put up the photos of what I used to look like?
He lost weight recently. I could tell.
You do look a little better.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of weight by, again, I cut down my calories. I would walk 5 miles a night, 5 nights a week, and
Well, that's the problem. He can't. He doesn't have the time to walk. However, it's still,
well, I
dieting.
think actually if he maybe like put Alice in the stroller and went,
It's nice out. Now's a good time to start.
Yeah.
Well,
She's
too
you in
old.
shape
She
for
hates
next
the
winter.
stroller.
Okay.
Let's get you in shape for next winter. Let's get you down like
I'm gonna
your
lose weight.
Let's get you down half your weight because.
But I will say, when I lost the weight, everyone who looks at those photos now says I look sickly, like I'm a cancer. Which again, is like, you lose weight and people go, "Oh, are you sick?"
I see your bones.
People go, "Are you sick?" Or it's like it does hurt the ego. So anyone out there, if you see someone who's lost weight, don't just immediately assume that they're sick and ask them about that, because maybe they're trying to be healthier.
Yeah. I generally. When I think of myself, I don't think of myself as a fat guy, even though I know I am.
Yeah.
Like if you ask me, Brian, are you fat? It's like, obviously, yes, I have eyes. But in my head, like when I'm thinking of doing things, I'm like, oh, I'm not fat. I could do that.
When was the last time you had like an instance like that? Do you remember? Do you recall like, oh, I could do this? Then you're like, oof, never mind.
Maybe your bachelor party last year.
Oh yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was like it was a steep hill.
Anthony said it was the hardest thing he's ever done. And I intended it to be that.
What, the hike?
The hike.
I didn't go on the hike.
The hike was easily one of the hardest things that we've all ever done. My brother-in-law, who was he was a physical trainer for a long time. He's very much in shape. And by the end of that, we were all like, and we all looked at each other and agreed that if you came, you wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have made it past the first part, let alone the second, because we did 2 hikes. Went back to back. So yeah, I understand.
Let's keep going with the email, but I'm gonna not be a fat guy.
Yeah, we're
all the time.
We're gonna help him out. He's got to get healthy.
I just wanted to add a couple of corrections to recent podcasts of yours. First, the pod on the film Mary. So this is old. Brian, do not let these guys poison your sweet innocent Jewish ears with their Catholic lies. Mary, virgin all her life. She had children with Joseph, which the Bible clearly states. Yes. Matthew 12:46-50 references Mary's other sons. When other people call them his brothers, Jesus contrasts them with spiritual brothers. If they were not his natural brothers, then the whole comparison Jesus is making would be absurd. Anyone who says Mary stayed a virgin is clearly not reading the whole Bible and has no pity for poor Joseph. So
great.
I'm guessing this is a Protestant, and if Ant wasn't giving himself to the Pope,
exactly,
I'm sure
timing.
I'm sure he would try to rebuff this.
Yeah.
When he hears this on his deathbed,
He's ripping out his hair. He's ripping out his hair. He will live longer and come back to rebuke it just because. That's where he is.
It's gonna be sticking in his craw.
Like he's gonna be sickly, just. I then hear that and just immediately jump up like fucking Grandpa
and we're gonna
Joe.
Light the smoke. Yeah.
Be wrenching his garments.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going with the email. Now for the pod first man. This one is a more accidental error due to lies told by the Soviet Union.
Oh.
Laika was not the first dog in space. The Soviets tested with a couple more first, and she was not the first dog to orbit Earth, unless you want to count a dead dog. Mm-hmm. Something I discovered very recently is that apparently the heat repellent shielding on her capsule failed nearly immediately. So she wasn't alive by the time she reached space. The Soviets have been keeping this secret for decades. Anyway, I just thought I'd be a fly in the ointment today. Love you, moi.
Love you too.
Thanks, Box Star.
Thank you. That was awesome. I love when our listeners our conversations trigger research for them, and it's like, no, look what we found. It's like, look what we found. And it's like, yes, this is good.
Yeah,
we're ironing out details together. we're learning.
We're all figuring it out.
That's why we do this.
This one is from listener Corey.
We also do it to get called vicious homosexuals.
I'm fine with that. It's okay.
It's fine. Corey.
Like when someone calls me fat, I don't take offense. When someone calls me gay, I don't take offense because it's true.
Right.
Yeah. Cincinnati listener Corey. Thanks for the Skyline Chili reference in the First Man episode. And I replied to this email. Usually I don't do that. I said, is it actually good? His reply was, very good in moderation.
In moderation?
Yeah.
So if I have it 2 days in a row, it's
you're going to hate it. So what? You go to Cincinnati, you get Skyline Chili, and you get the fuck
Once a month. I guess we gotta go to Cincinnati.
Yeah. If I go, I'm trying it.
Can we drive? Is it far?
If we're in Pittsburgh, it's not too far. I think it's like an 8-hour drive.
That's pretty far, man.
It's a
An
day.
8-hour drive is pretty far.
I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That sounds very
like-
far.
it's like a 5-hour drive to Pittsburgh from here.
What? No, it's not.
6 hours.
No.
I went to school in Latrobe. It was about a 5-hour drive.
Pittsburgh is 5 hours from it? No way.
Yeah, no, Pittsburgh is like a 4 or 5 hour drive. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
God.
I've done it
Where
several
am I?
times.
You're up in New York. You know, we're in Central Jersey.
Cincinnati is 4.5 hours from Pittsburgh. So we could drive to Pittsburgh and we could drive to Cincinnati in like a day, do a day trip and come home. We drive, we leave right now. Ready?
Yeah.
We get to Skyline Chili
We have it.
around, it's like 8 hours. So what time? Done at 8. We drive all the way back after the Skyline Chili at 8. We'll be home like, what, 4 in the morning?
Something like that. I'm looking at the directions now just to see from my house how long it would take to get to Cincinnati.
I was
Oh,
gonna,
9.5 hours.
yeah, I was gonna
that's
say
rough.
from here it's about 9.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough. I don't think we're going to Cincinnati.
For a day trip? No.
But you can make it in 10.5 and not have to pay tolls.
Oh, save some bucks.
Or catch a flight and spend 35 minutes.
All right, ready?
Okay, Taylor Swift.
Get a private jet. Crash, go out like real men. Yeah, ready. Keep going.
All right. This is from Stephen Weiss.
Oh, hey,
Hi,
Reese.
reviewing history fam. For
up, bud?
starters, the Patreon content has been killer,
Thank you.
especially Seinfeld School and Keeper Kill are my personal favorites right now.
I'm so surprised people like watching me get tortured so much.
I knew they would.
Do you tour the Hall of Torture? The Hall of Torture at, or they still have the Hall of Torture at medieval times?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna find out tonight.
Have you considered putting in Seinfeld in your Hall of Torture?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get them to put it in. It's the TV.
I've read recently that a lot of those old-timey torture devices were not actually
They're
real.
fake?
Yeah, they were like created in like the early 1800s by like P.T.
fun.
Barnum type characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
That the pair of anguish isn't real?
Or is that the okay? Yep, I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about. I'm thinking of like the pyramid you sit on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. The Discord has also been a lot of fun interacting with you three and the many fans who watch the show. Yeah, one of the tiers, if you sign up, there's a
Yeah.
Discord.
Talk to each other.
I'm really excited for the future of the show, and I guess you could say the future brand moving forward in 2025, especially with the Discord. The Discord will make the evolving community of perceivers strong and create everlasting bonds between everyone and the three of you, along with expanding the show itself and the content you guys create. Brian is already interacting with us on show ideas, and everyone is giving sound comments and critiques. But most importantly, everyone is having a blast. The music talk, gaming talk, memes, and just genuinely fun conversations are a massive hit. I do have a few ideas I think would improve the show and the Patreon.
Okay.
One idea pertained to emails. There have been occasions where you guys read emails from fans who were talking about a recent pick episode or recent movie that didn't really fit with the current pick episode you were reading on. Maybe before you guys record on the Saturday you guys shoot, maybe make an announcement to Instagram stories or on the Discord to ask fans to send in emails, or you could do this the night before. We've done it in the past.
We've tried.
It depends on like
Yeah.
how many emails we have a backlog of.
Yeah.
Like if we don't have any, I'll be like, hey, shoot an email.
Yeah.
But usually we have a backlog, so we're like, we'll
Yeah.
read them when we get them.
And it's a hit or miss because let's say we ask and we anticipate we're gonna read emails. If nobody sends something, we now have like 35 minutes plus to fill, and you're gonna get some weird shit going on.
Yeah, because you get that bystander effect of like, oh, someone else will send an email. Yeah, I'm not gonna,
Right. Yeah.
More like a reminder to send us our emails if you want to be heard on the upcoming pick episode. Also, a show idea that I've batted around in the Discord that I think would be a really cool piece of content for the end of each year is one big fan episode. One large Zoom show with everyone, or if there is a reviewing history meetup, that could be something you guys could vlog and put on the channel as a special episode. Just something to think about and would be a really cool way to implement the fans into the show. Okay, so
It's a lot.
one thing that I want to talk about
Yeah.
is next year I'm gonna try to get our first live episode Black Friday weekend.
Okay.
If Ant makes it through this,
If he makes it.
there's also another cool project which I gotta talk with Ant about when he's not dying.
If he does die, if the Pope passes,
Yes.
and Ant has to go with him,
Yes.
you know,
He
'cause
cannot live
it's
in a
his
world
boy.
without
It's his
Pope
boy.
Francis.
He can't. We have to change our name to just reviewing because
Yeah.
neither of us are very good with history.
Hello, welcome to the reviewing podcast.
Yeah, just to throw it out here. Now, you guys know about the hammer when it comes to the Pope, correct?
Oh, they're supposed to make sure he's dead.
Make
They
sure
hit
he's
his
dead,
head.
yeah.
with the
Okay,
hammer,
yeah.
Yeah.
Does somebody have
The
that
hammer.
job?
Yeah, it's for Ant. Yeah.
I guess.
His
I guess
wife.
you just volunteered for it. Get him. Congratulations.
Okay.
Imagine Get-Him is just like outside the house holding a hammer. Ant's wife is looking outside. Anthony, why is Get-Him outside with a rusty hammer?
With a Stanley 22-ounce framing hammer?
He looks very serious.
It's got a waffle head.
So if we do that live show, trust me, I will be filming a behind the scenes documentary about putting it together and interacting with everybody.
Yeah, that'd be
and
fun.
I have a couple of ideas like that.
We did have the one like meeting / watching, together, which was cool.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Be nice to get like our own thing without that movie, kind of like that.
Yeah. We're gonna do
Focus
something.
on
All right.
reviewing.
He said, "Keep up the good work, buddies. Love y'all."
Thank you, Reese.
Oh,
Me too, buddy.
So, all right, it's Angry Chip. This is also Stephen Weiss. You better pay your dues, you piece of garbage. I've been marking this operation all over the fucking globes. I got 10,000 hours and counting. That was him doing Chip.
Thank you. I guess we owe Chip something.
Let's see. I think this might be the last email, but I'll take a look. All right.
fine. I'm in good time.
All right. This is from the Fonz.
Fonzie. What's up,
Yes.
Fonz?
All right.
Good man too.
Trying to see if this is yeah.
Spicy.
No. I think I'm supposed to read this in the
Oh.
southern voice.
All right. Okay.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
imagine, if you will, that the very titan of historical discourse, he of the booming voice and boundless erudition, Dan Carlin, big history himself, takes notice of Aunt G's valiant efforts on reviewing history. He sees the fire in Aunt G's belly, the keenness of his intellect, and offers him a commission of the highest order to abandon the perceivers and join Big History's grand army of historical
never.
exploration, becoming Dan's trusted co-host of hardcore history. And I put it to thee, do you accept this glorious opportunity, this elevation to the very heights of historical renown? Do you banish Mr. Rupert and young Stephen in obscurity in exchange for gold coins and glory? So we just get to speculate on what Aunt G would do.
I mean, I know what he would do.
Me too. I don't think
But
he
I
would.
don't want to believe he's that much of a Judas. Like, it hurts me to know that he would leave us for Carlin.
Where's my silver?
Yeah, he would take the 30 gold coins.
What do you think, Adam? You think he would sell us out?
Oh. What's
You think he would
What's
deny-
faster than a
Denham
heartbeat?
was about to sell us out hearing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'm going.
Could you be poached? Like, all right, so let's say Joe Rogan, right? He found out about Tell 'em Steve Davies, like, oh, they have an
Get him to
office coach.
Hardworker.
And he wants to fly you to Texas, relocate you. He's gonna pay for everything.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Texas is nice. You wouldn't
No?
work for Joe Rogan?
I would have moved to Texas.
Oh,
What if he's building a second studio here and he wants you to run it?
in Airport Plaza.
So wait, not
Next
in
door.
Airport Plaza.
Literally right next door.
Right next door.
Yeah.
So, like-
at Hazlitt Plaza.
So like he found like a warehouse and
Yeah.
he's building like
At the old what the fuck is it?
fort,
No.
army base, barracks.
The old Bradley's up the street.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
or the Battered Women's Center, the Rain Center.
What?
I wouldn't know where that is.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The Battered Women's Center that shut down.
Is that a thing here?
It's shut down. That's why me and my wife moved here. We figured it'd come in handy. No, there was.
Do you sit outside with your sleeves up and just throw your fist at women trying to come in?
It's shut down. It's abandoned.
Yeah, is that why it's shut down?
Yeah.
What does a woman do when she gets back from the battered women's shelter?
Hopefully learns a lesson.
Oh, the dishes if she knows what's good for her. Yeah.
All right, so Joe Rogan has taken over the battered women's facility, right?
Sure.
He's gutted it. He's building state-of-the-art podcast technology. He's going to triple your Tell 'em Steve Dave pay. And you are going to be the office coach. But you could never come back to Tell 'em Steve Dave. You have to abandon it.
Do I still get to talk to the boys?
You could talk
if they would talk to me. If they would talk to me.
But you're not like you're exclusive to Joe Rogan.
I think any reasonable person would never shame someone for taking
tripling their money.
Yeah, taking like a better route to better themselves in their lives. Not saying that this is like bettering it, but you're
going to be his Jersey office coach.
You're going to make a lot more money, I assume, right?
He's making 3 times as much.
So that's hard to say no. 3 times is a lot.
3 times $5 is $15.
It's a lot. It's a lot more natty daddies.
Would you sell out the boys?
I think sellout is a strong term.
What
are you selling out? He's he's getting a promotion.
So is Aunt G in this.
Well, Aunt G, he would have like
people are actually going to hear him.
Yeah, you had Aunt G at What If. He wouldn't even know who he was going to.
I mean, as long as I can maintain a friendship that, and have it be reciprocated.
Right.
I don't think that they would fault me.
No, I don't think so.
I think Walt would be happy.
For a little while.
It's very nice of you to think that, like, I still want my friends, because Aunt would be like, I can't wait to never speak to them again.
Well, no, because this came up earlier, like what happens if TSD breaks up? Like, would I still try to keep in touch with everyone? And I said I would.
Yeah.
I would try. And then people misinterpreted that as, like, I would, like, if I texted Rupp and he doesn't respond, I would try texting him again and maybe a third time. But if it doesn't respond after that, that's all you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
I would try, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's
going to be reciprocated.
Yeah.
Of course.
But as long as I can still allowed to talk to them, if they still want to talk to me, then I think I don't think they would fault me and be angry at me. So then, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think any reasonable person hearing this would be like, how could you say no to that offer?
Right.
I made it pretty sweet.
Aunt would take a pay cut to go to Dan Carlin.
Plus, when I'm on Rogan, I could sprinkle
really
these references to kind of boost their numbers.
Sprinkle things.
I would.
How long do you think you could last around Rogan as his office coach?
I don't know, because like I'm glad he finally recognized or sanctions that the people landed on the moon. Because his moon denial used to annoy the crap out of me. And some of his other conspiracy theory stuff, annoys me. I would have to bite my tongue a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you just got to shut up and let Rogan.
Yeah.
All right. And Mr. Rupert, a question for your most discerning judgment. Let us suppose that Dan Carlin, in his eagerness, first dispatches his offer, not directly to Ant, but rather through the Review and History headquarters, that is your very inbox. Does this missive, this potential turning point in the annals of historical commentary, reach its intended recipient with all due haste? Or does it perchance become lost in the fog of war, a casualty of strategic oversight? Speaking plainly, gentlemen, for the fate of historical discourse hangs in the balance. Yours truly, Fonzarelli.
So, Fonz, there's one thing you need to know about this. We all have access to that email account, and never checks it.
I don't have the password.
And has access.
He has access to everything. He has no idea how to access any of it, even though we gave it to him.
It drives me bonkers.
It's so good because
I don't have the password.
That easily could happen where it reaches Brian and I. We have to decide: do we tell Ant?
I would tell Ant.
Here's the thing: you would be like, "I'm gonna tell Aunt," and you're like, "See, look at the email. It would have already been deleted and erased. 'Cause I ain't telling Aunt."
You're not giving him the chance.
Hells no.
You're pulling him to
You're
the
not going
muck
to
with
big
us.
history.
You're not going
You're
anywhere.
not going anywhere. You're in the mud.
Do you tell?
Stay there.
Do you tell Bry?
Well, he would have seen it and be like, "Oh, I'm going to tell Aunt."
I'm assuming you
He
saw
would
it
have been
first.
like, "Look what Carlin said," and there's going to be no email there. And then you're going to be like, "Oh, let me check spam. It's not going to be there. Let me check the trash. It's not going to be there." You're like, "Let me check the logs. Log will be deleted."
No, I'm just assuming you saw it first. Like
We see everything at the same time.
he's
Usually.
tied up.
But he's the
like he's at a
if
doctor's
he's
appointment.
like I said, if he's tied up and it comes to me, it doesn't exist.
What I'm saying is, then do you tell him that it came in after you deleted it?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Nobody's gonna know where it went because it never happened. Dan Carlin never contacted Aunt.
See, that's OPSEC right there.
Yeah. You know, I've emailed Dan Carlin before.
No, you didn't.
No, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I may have put his email address on block.
Did you?
It's big history.
I've
I don't
emailed.
want any cease and desist.
I've emailed
if I don't see
him.
a cease and desist,
Yeah.
what does it matter?
I've emailed him. I've emailed Mike Duncan.
Oh yeah, what'd you
I was trying to get one of the big history guys to come on
Oh,
because
really?
I thought it could be really fun, and like I was gonna tell him like be antagonistic
like-
towards us, like treat us with
Like you have to tell him
If-
that.
like he's better.
if I could
Yeah,
get
right.
if I could get him on, I was gonna like tell him like be like really be like a dick, like a snob. Like I was gonna explain the bit to him and see if they'd play along.
Funny. Ed says something, you just like,
No,
that's not how it happened, but I'm not going to tell you how it happened. Maybe do your own research.
yeah, like I was really hoping
Google it.
I was really hoping I could get one of them to answer me, but they.
No,
I
we're
mean,
too
why?
small.
Why
We're too
would
small.
they?
Yeah, we're too small.
But I mean, I think it would be fucking funny.
One day we might. And I would hope that if we get the funds together and make like a motion picture about something, that he would do a cameo and kind of play that role.
Oh hell yeah!
You know.
Is it Dan Carlin in the thing you have?
That's vague. I don't know what you want me to say.
art you made?
The art that I made?
Yeah.
For he's the big history guy.
Yeah, it's Dan Carlin. That's what I thought.
Yeah. The big guy that says big history with the hat. That's Dan Carlin. Yeah.
We have an email. I'm actually going to save this one for Ant because I don't think either of us could answer it. I'll ask you, and then
ask it.
and then I'll repeat it the next time Ant's here. So you're gonna get your email read twice, buddy. Okay, this is from Stephen Bate from Australia.
Stephen Bate.
Yeah, Stephen Bate.
Okay.
Guys, how good is Atonement by Opeth? Like, fuck me, it's sick. Keep up the good work. Love from Australia. Get him. What do you think of Atonement by Opeth?
I mean, you know, everyone's opinion varies, but I share the sentiment of the sender of this email.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
I can't.
Ghost Rev rules.
That's the thing. I can't like remember
Track names.
the track names and how it goes, but Ghost Reverie like kicks so much.
I
ass.
love Ghost Reverie start to finish. I'm gonna
Yeah.
save that for Aunt G.
Yeah,
We'll read
he's
it
gonna-
again
He's
the
gonna
next
say the
pick.
same thing. He's just gonna be like,
Yeah.
fucking rules.
Probably.
Unless I think it's a transitional track. Unless it's just like instrumental or something.
I
But-
feel like maybe it's the last track. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta listen. Like
I'm bad with
today.
song titles.
I'll listen on the. We could probably play it right now, but we might get a
Just for
strike. So it's
Like
not.
I love that song off Watershed. It's on Watershed. Whisper in my ear.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the name of the song.
There's an ocean of sorrow.
Yeah. Can you name the song? I can't
I
name
can sing
it.
the whole thing. Yeah. I can
Yeah.
sing the whole thing.
The song. She told me why.
Yeah.
She told me he lies.
The Lotus Eater kicks so
Oh.
much ass.
Is that the name of that song?
No.
Oh yeah, I can't. I don't know. I don't know.
That one
any,
kicks ass
That
too.
kicks so much ass.
I don't know any of the song names.
Into the trees. Referee Harlequin Forest fucking rules.
All right, we have one last email. This is the last one.
Shake it
Okay.
off. Shake it off.
This is from Tim Neely.
Tim. Okay.
Well. If it isn't my fourth favorite podcast, see, I don't like that
Did
already.
we get lowered? I think somebody just bumped us off the fucking third or first.
I don't like that.
Fourth favorite.
We keep dropping. We're losing 4 female fans a day.
Oh no.
It's a regular Mitri
Why
situation.
are we the fourth? Who's better than us
Yeah.
besides like 18,000 other podcasts?
Besides every other
Every
pod
other
on
podcast.
earth. Yeah,
I think we're the top 1% now.
we're
We're up there, like 5%.
we're
1%,
doing
something
good.
like
We're
that?
top
Yeah,
five.
okay.
We're top five.
Top five.
Top five.
Top five.
Yeah, top five.
Well. Visit my fourth favorite podcast. I just got through listening to the Alamo episode, and as a born and raised Texan,
Is this why we were put down a peg?
you guys did great discussing
Oh,
it.
Thank you.
I had always wondered how much children in other parts of the country were taught about the Texas Revolution.
Yeah.
Here in Texas, the Texas Revolution is drilled into our heads from a very young age. Every year in history, we would learn about it. I'm not complaining about it. I've just heard the story so many times growing up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Get it.
It's, you got to know about your area.
Yeah, it's not as much as us.
Us,
Definitely
they make us wear clogs and we have to talk about the Dutch.
Yeah.
Talk about New Amsterdam. And we're all clogging around.
I don't know why they're uncomfortable shoes.
Yeah.
That's funny. What is the thing that we're taught most about? I mean, there's a couple.
Slavery.
I think slavery is huge. here.
Slavery is like the thing I was
Number
taught about
one
the
thing,
most
yeah.
in school.
I think
Civil War.
Revolutionary War, because a lot of it took place in this area.
Yeah, Revolution and Civil
you-
War is huge
yeah.
here.
Especially, me being down in this area where there's a lot of battlefields and stuff. Like
Oh,
it was-
Monmouth, yeah.
Yeah.
In New York, at like the New York public school system, there's a big basically I'm talking elementary school now. When I was in school,
Yeah,
it was like
because you never went past there.
everything else is a fake. I remember fourth grade. I don't know if I've told this on the podcast. In fourth grade, we did founding fathers and like the American Revolution.
Yeah.
And like that was like the focus of history for fourth grade was like the founding of the country and like that stuff. And they did a history fair. And obviously I had my mom help, but I recreated the signing of the Declaration with cutouts of everybody like on like popsicle sticks.
Oh, that's cool.
And I recreated it. And then the next year was the history fair as well. And I recreated the burning of the White House in the War of 1812.
Sure, that went over pretty well.
like lighter fluid. And
Will really burn.
Burn it all down.
I'll tell you about my project after. It's way worse. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, and they both made it like far into the school one, but they didn't win, which is bullshit because they were clearly the best ones.
Yeah.
I think War of 1812 just wasn't popular enough.
Yeah.
But that was always a big focus. And then slavery. I just remember like learning about slavery at every level of like high school school,
Yeah.
Was there a lot of Native American stuff?
Oh,
there?
we definitely spoke about that.
like do you know the native
Civil
tribes
rights,
of New York?
Civil rights, native.
no, we didn't do like knowing the like
oh wow, okay.
like we didn't do like, oh, this was Manhattan, it was owned by the Cherokee, you know?
Oh, yeah, it was well, I went to school in the early 80s, elementary school. And so like I had to learn like the Lenape Indians were like the major tribe in this area. I think like I want to say we almost even went on a field trip about it. So,
Okay.
but we definitely went to like Washington's place. Is it Monticello?
You went to Monticello, Virginia?
No, what's Washington's place in New Jersey? The name just flew right out of my head.
I don't know.
Fort Lee? He has a place in New Jersey?
Yeah. He had a home in New Jersey.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
home.
Yeah.
I did not know.
We
he
get
had
the
a home.
conference house.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
And historical Richmond town.
And historical Richmond town. Very cool places. If you're ever in Staten Island, I highly recommend those. I remember two projects I did in school while
Okay.
he looks that up. One, I did a Army men big board of World War II with like slopes and tanks and like blood, and it was cool. It was awesome. That got praised. Like we were walking through the hall, like, wow, that's awesome. We were like, fourth, fifth grade. However, another project I did in elementary school, and I think it was fifth grade.
Martin Luther King, blackface.
Yeah, I came in blackface. No, a friend of mine. Actually, it might have been intermediate school. It might have been like sixth or seventh. We decide we're learning about World War II, how it ended, and the atrocities of the atomic bomb. So we remade the atomic
He did
bomb in clay
Hiroshima.
form. So we took clay, we molded it, but we did like a cutout. Like let's say you cut the atomic bomb in half.
Yeah.
You have certain parts of the atomic bomb. So we mapped it out with the
With
details
the
of
clay,
it.
I see.
with the
So it's like
clay.
you have the center and then the
Right, but then we marked what was in it and how to make it. And it disappeared, quote unquote. So we were like, where'd it go? And they're like, oh, I guess someone threw it out by accident because it had like the exact parts that you'd like to make it.
instructions. How
Pretty
to
much,
split the
it
atom.
might have well as been instructions how to make an
Yeah.
atomic bomb for kids.
Do you know that was like a Boy Scout badge at one point?
Oh yeah, nuclear.
Nuclear like
Nuclear.
fission, like you were
Yeah.
supposed to like split an atom to like earn a badge.
Can you do that?
Wasn't
As a
that
Boy
wasn't
Scout?
that the bad? Like,
How would you split an atom as a Boy Scout?
am I wrong on this, Adam?
You have to be wrong on this. How, do you know
Yeah.
how hard it is to do that? Why would a Boy Scout ever
I know
need to do
about the
this?
nuclear
They
Boy
just
Scout.
have to sell cookies and like and tie knots together.
I-
Why are you asking them to split an atom? I don't think the Boy Scouts has billions of dollars in funding for this.
Get your own. It was like the 50s.
Okay. So it's
Get
even
your
worse.
uranium. Split your.
So it's a nuclear science merit badge.
Okay.
Nuclear science merit. So I think maybe this have to read a book, man. I don't think maybe take a test. I don't think they're splitting it. What?
You must blow up Japan for your badge.
Let's see. Okay, so you have to do two of the following: build an electroscope,
And do terrorism to Canada.
make a cloud chamber, or perform an experiment demonstrating half-life.
Okay, demonstrating half-life is not the same as that's just not the same.
Or you have to do one of the following: using a radiation survey meter and a radioactive source. Show how
Oh,
the
yeah.
counts per minute change.
Right.
Um,
That you could do. That's easy without getting radiation poison. You know, you could find stuff that's like has radiation that's not going to kill you. I don't think they're split. It's not like the Boy Scouts are producing a bunch of Oppenheimers.
Okay, hold on. Wait. This is the story. A Boy Scout named David Hahn, often called the radioactive Boy Scout, attempted to build a nuclear reactor in his backyard, essentially trying to split the atoms, though he never successfully achieved this and was discovered before causing significant harm. His actions attracted attention from authorities due to the radioactive materials he was accumulating.
Like I believe he would.
Just
He would.
ordering it all.
No, he would like. If I recall correctly, he was like. There's Americum in old smoke detectors.
Yeah.
So he was going around collecting old smoke detectors and taking the
Taking it
radioactive
out,
sources out
Just
of them.
putting it together.
Yeah.
So you knew this story.
I've heard of it. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Isn't like nuclear power is just using the radiation to heat up water. Like pretty much that's all it is.
Yep,
Water go-
Getham's right. He took them from smoke detectors
It's so
and he
funny.
put everything together and he was
So
trying to
good.
split the atom.
Okay. Yeah. It was Americium from smoke detectors, thorium from camping lantern mantles, and radium from old clocks, and tritium from gun sights.
Kid was buying gun sights.
He
He was in
died.
Michigan. So
He died.
Yeah, makes
He
sense.
died in 2016 at the age of 39. His death was
by any chance was there radiation involved?
his death was ruled an accidental result of intoxication from combined effects of alcohol, fentanyl, and some other thing.
Oh my god, he died a horrible. Oh, no.
his casket was a half-inch thick lead, so that everyone else was safe.
But like they've
Like
based
Marie Curie.
they've based tons of like stories on him for like TV shows. Like
Oh, I assume so. It sucks
Does
that he
anyone
died
remember that
young.
movie? John Lithgow's in it.
Oh, about the Demon Core.
No. Who was in not John Lithgow? Who was in Third Rock from the Sun?
but that's John Lithgow.
John Lithgow. John Lithgow's in it. This kid, he steals uranium from like a local place that's refining it like under the radar, and ends up making a bomb.
I don't remember.
And
I don't think I've seen it.
oh, it's a really great movie.
I don't
I'm
think I've
looking
seen
it up.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what this is.
John Lithgow, Uranium Kid, the 1986 film The Manhattan Project. He's a scientist who secretly works with plutonium at a government lab. In the film, a high school student steals the plutonium to build his own atomic bomb for the science fair.
And then,
Hell
like,
yeah.
because he used
Sounds
like
familiar.
because he used homemade equipment, like it goes bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
And they're like, oh, this is 99.9997% pure plutonium. This will like wipe
It's gonna
out,
wipe out a city.
like it'll wipe out the Eastern Seaboard
Yeah.
pretty much. So
Why is plutonium like? I understand the concept of like, I think so anyway. You split the atom and like it causes the chain reaction.
Yeah.
It is like the more
well,
pure.
he was making an implosion type device because
Oh,
there's like a scene when
Jesus.
he like his bad boy friend just happens to be able to steal stuff from like the army base.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
here's some C4 I can sell you.
It's a movie also, so it's not. Who knows what?
But
the
there's like a
science
heist
is.
scene in it, which is kind of like what got me into it.
Who knows what the science is behind that? I don't know if like a more pure plutonium is going to be like bigger explosions.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you could have a pure plutonium, like if you're just getting it. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I should say, is it based on a real movie?
Do you think that they
Or-
gave the Boy Scout his badge?
they would have had to.
He didn't succeed in splitting the atom, though.
Well, they stopped him before he could. He might have got there.
Outside interference. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
that's-
if you split it, is that an automatic
No.
bomb? No, right?
So you can split an atom and like it'll release energy, but it's not going to be like an explosion. They were in Oppenheimer when we did it. That's what they were worried about, is that there's a small chance that if you split an atom because you never did it before, other atoms would split, and since the universe is
And
made
it
of
would just
atoms, it
destroy
would just
the-
destroy the universe, like, or the world, pretty much, because everything is so atoms are in
Yeah.
close proximity. That's not the case.
Okay.
If you contain uranium, where you have a bunch of atoms that are highly radioactive, meaning they're shooting all over the place and bouncing all over, you're getting more energy out of that. You know,
Okay.
explosions happen.
All right, so let me continue his email. I also want to shed some knowledge about Travis's slave. Joe was one of the few survivors of the Alamo.
Oh, really?
This is what he's saying. In fact, he was spared by a Mexican officer and
They
even
show
questioned
that.
by Santa Anna himself before being released.
They didn't show that. I'm
Yeah.
upset that they didn't show that in the movie.
After the Alamo, Joe was put back into the life of a slave by the Travis estate.
Oh, that's
Even
why.
though he was- Congratulations, you survived the Alamo.
Get
You're a
back to
slave
Fields.
again.
Oh,
Here's your old bed.
that sucks.
Joe was put back in the life of a slave by the Texas estate, even though he was considered a war hero.
Oh,
Congratulations for your
you.
service.
Fuck you for
You're
doing
still a
that so
slave.
hard.
The good news is 1 year after the Battle of the Alamo, Joel stole 2 horses and escaped. It is
Yeah.
widely believed that he was never captured. Fuck yeah,
Nice.
Joe.
Maybe he made
Good
it,
going.
maybe he made it to the north, you know?
He said, anyways,
I would
keep
hope
up the
so.
good work, guys, and thanks for the Patreon. It's been a lot of fun so far. Your friend from Texas, Tim.
Thank you,
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I love the engagement. It's always great.
I love the emails. I love comments.
Yeah.
I love the Discord. You get to chat with us.
Yeah. You are the most active, and this is the second. I'm the third with almost complete inactivity, but I watch everything. I moderate as much as I can.
So the
And
man.
I'll do a like or a comment or here and there. I just have a lot.
You gotta
going on.
you gotta chime in a bit
I have
more.
so much going on. It's difficult.
So the movie The Manhattan Project was based on possibly a real event.
Oh, we gotta try to do this.
It's a case
Oh.
of John Aristol Phillips, a Princeton University undergraduate who came to prominence in 1977 as the A-bomb kid for designing a nuclear weapon in a term paper using publicly available books and articles.
I love it. Maybe we could. I guess we could if it's close. We have to research the movie
Yeah.
to see if it's got a lot of history in there. But that's
Cynthia Nixon's in it. She plays the love interest.
That's the one who always runs for mayor in New York, right?
Yeah, the one from Sex and the City.
Yeah,
okay.
All right, so history time.
history time. Let's do it.
All right. You want to go first?
I'll go first. I got something in my normal fashion, very lighthearted, fun, but it's something that I've never heard of before. Have you ever heard? Let me get my notes up. I want to pronounce this right. Wojtek.
Wojtek?
Wojtek.
It sounds like either like a fabric or it's like a Star Trek species.
No, it's a bear.
Okay, Wojtek the bear.
Wojtek the bear.
Okay.
So Wojtek the bear was found by an Iranian hunter. So somebody was hunting. killed the mother and didn't realize it had a cub with her. So they took the cub and raised it, and eventually ran into the Second Polish Corps,
Like they ran into a Polish army?
the Polish army during World War II.
Where are they? Because they're in Iran.
So they were in Iran in the Middle East, and they were traveling. This family,
okay.
This family was traveling
With a bear cub.
with the bear cub. This lieutenant's daughter runs into this Iranian kid with like a bear cub, and it's like, I want it. So they buy it and they start raising it. However, now the war's going on, so this lieutenant has to go back to the Corps, and they need to raise this bear. So what is the best way to raise a bear? Well, you're in the army. You really can't just like keep it home. So let's keep it with us. And we're not making a lot of money either. Remember, you're not paid well right these days.
In the Polish army.
In the Polish army. But they do give out rations for animals that you have. So like if you have a dog and it's, used in the military for some reason for hunting things.
Defense,
Defense. Animals are used for all things. You can enlist it. So Wojtek is enlisted in the Polish army.
Wojtek rules.
Wojtek kicks so
He's a
much
Nazi
ass.
killing
He
bear.
is a Syrian brown bear who, hold on, becomes friends with the soldiers in this unit.
Well, somebody had to be friends with him. I mean, otherwise,
Well, here's the
he's
thing.
mauling them.
It was a cub, and it's growing up around them, so they're befriending it. It's
part of the tribe.
part of the tribe. Yeah, it's a part of the tribe.
I just saw a picture of him. He's adorable.
It's adorable. It's so cute. But he's cool. Very cool. So let's talk about they encounter him April 1942. They take him in, and they realize this bear is very friendly. Like, it's playing with the soldiers. They're wrestling the bear, and it's wrestling back,
Yeah.
but it's not biting. It's being nice. And they're like, this bear's also kind of smart here. They start to hang out with the bear. Hang out, meaning give him beer and cigarettes, because that's what you do.
So the bear.
The bear will sometimes smoke the cigarettes, sometimes eat them, but loves beer. Loves beer to the point where they can now train him to do things for beer. And they're like, we have a fucking
Alky.
700, 800 pound bear that is trainable for beer. Let's put this bear to use. Before they go
I
on
think
a tour
that's what
in
get him.
Italy.
I think that's what Walt said when he put get him in the studio.
He would also sleep with the soldiers and
Cuddle up with them, yeah.
cuddle up with them. It's awesome. He's wrestling. Well, with the 22nd Company, he moves through Iraq, Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and eventually goes to Italy. The Battle of Monte Cassino, he weighed about 200 pounds. On campaign there, they teach him how to run artillery equipment. So he is now taking 25 to 50 pound shells in these boxes and crates and running them to soldiers on the front line. And he's dropping them off, and they're giving him beer.
Oh, okay.
And that's what his job was. He was an artillery
He
runner.
runs artillery.
He runs artillery.
Is it is he dragging the boxes, or is he? You're insinuating that he's holding them up?
No, he's dragging.
Okay.
Or he's
dragging.
picking it up with his
Picking
mouth.
it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's getting it to where it has to go.
Okay.
Right? And mind you, the Allies don't know about this. So, there's Italians who are looking, and it's like they just see a bear running with shells. And they're like, what is going on? And they need to know what is going on. And he becomes like a legend. So much so that the 22nd Artillery Supply Company, the emblem is the bear.
How could it not be? Right?
It's the bear running shells.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. So the reason why he had to actually also join is because transport ships do not allow you to have pets, but they do allow you to have enlisted army members. So he was enlisted as a private and actually was awarded, I think, corporal I think he was he was to the rank of corporal because of how good he was doing at Monte Cassino.
Like there are soldiers who've been working for like 10 years and they're not raising in the ranks. Meanwhile, the bear outranks them and they have to salute the bear.
Isn't that like you? Don't the dogs outrank you here?
Yes.
They're your bosses.
Yes, I have to salute Teddy every day until he acknowledges my salute and then I can break it. Comes and inspects me.
Yeah, imagine you're
He sniffs you. He's like,
imagine you're a Polish conscript. You're a private, and they're like, go give this to the corporal. And you walk in the tent, and it's a fucking 800-pound bear just staring at you, drinking beer. What is going on here? Well, he becomes pretty much world famous. This is post-war. He survives. He survives the war, and he goes to a zoo. At post-war, I believe it was Edinburgh Zoo. Yeah, in 1947, he lives the rest of his life there until 21 years old. He weighed 1,100 pounds. Yeah, he lived, and he has like a huge. There's books written about him. There's movies that have like documentaries. It's all over the place. It's awesome. I love it.
There should be like an animated series about him, right? Like his wartime service.
Yeah,
like an adult show, like you know.
My idea is that he's like he's in that airborne unit, and so you're sitting there on the ground, and there's just this bear in a parachute.
There's a marble statue of him in Italy, in Casino.
That's awesome.
It's so great. I love it.
This bear.
There's
rules.
monuments all over the place for him. It's just, if you want to look more into it, you could see like it's him holding shells.
I'm putting up all the pictures.
Like it's
like see. That's a little comical for me.
It
well, that's an artistic rendering.
Yeah.
But it happened.
Okay.
The shells got there.
Yeah.
There's somewhere it's closer to what.
There's
some that are closer where.
Yeah, that's probably what.
The other one looks a little more Disney-fied, like you.
But
You know what?
Like the Jamboree Bears are carrying cannonballs in the Civil War.
There's a 28-minute animated short film, a bear named Wojtek, that was in 2023.
Really?
It was nominated for 17 awards. I didn't see it, but now I'm definitely going to watch it because I love this story. There's a play about him.
I love Wojtek.
It's great. Wojtek rules. Just drinking beer and just wrestling.
Disney should lean into that and take the Jamboree Bears and put them in
war
situations.
Yeah.
And that's my story of Wojtek. I loved it. I found that. I was like, this is...
Jamboree Bears wearing gray caps.
Would you own a bear? I'm scared, but like, I want a bear. Like something like that just sounds so great.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like you need the perfect conditions with the bear. Like
Siberian brown bear.
Like you don't want to end up like Grizzly Man where you think you have a connection with the bear and then Werner is like playing the tape for your loved one.
So I
must never listen to
have you seen that video? I think it's of like a reporter and a guy with his bear. And the bear just looks at her and just like
really?
Goes, that's all that's going through my head is all those videos of like when bears attack.
Yeah, I mean the bear.
Wait, the bear goes for the reporter.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And he's got like a little stick and he's just hitting it.
Yeah.
I saw a video the other day actually of these people. I guess they were somewhere. I don't know. It's these white people. I'm guessing maybe Africa or something. And they're talking to the reporter. They're doing an interview, and they have the window open. A fucking tiger jumps through the window, and like, oh, this is whatever.
It's a tiger.
This is like our tiger. And she's like, the reporter's like, what? She's like, oh yeah, he's cool. And like the tiger is just full-grown tiger is walking around like their like little living room, and she's like petting it and stuff. And the tiger's acting like a cat.
Yeah, they are cats,
but it's like
cats attack.
That's the thing. I'm scared to pet your cat.
She attacks. She's such a sweetheart. She's lovable. But when she attacks, she will bite. She will scratch because she's a cat. That's in their nature.
And when that cat attacks,
you don't survive.
No, like
it's not like a small scratch.
Like
the tiger.
Your cat, yeah.
Yeah, you'll survive an attack from a small house cat. You're not surviving it from, one of these bigger ones.
This is the
yeah, just gotta hit play. I forgot the guy he doesn't hit him with a stick. He's a karate guy, so he's wearing a gi, and he starts karate chopping the bear.
Stupid.
Oh my god, this poor woman!
It's horrifying. It's horrifying. That's why you don't own
Does
bears.
she make it?
I think she did. I think she did.
You ever hear this? The family that owned the hippo.
Well, hippos.
I think South Africa. This family,
Hippos kill more than anything.
they're like one of the deadliest animals on
Yeah.
earth. This family had a hippo from the time it was a baby, and they were raising it and keeping it in their house, and they're treating it like a pet. And they're like, "This is, Henry the hippo or whatever," and they're feeding him.
cute.
Yeah, and the hippo gets bigger, comes in and out for years, and it's a full-grown hippo. There's news footage of it. One day, news comes out, the hippo has killed the entire family.
Yeah.
It's like deadly animals.
Are for a reason.
Like you're playing with fire. Maybe they won't kill you.
Most of the time, they will. Most of the time.
Have you heard of Escobar's hippos?
The cocaine hippos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are terrifying.
he would feed them cocaine.
Yeah.
Well,
those are
no.
terrifying.
There's a after he got captured, they just like let his zoo loose.
Yeah, but now they're all
So there is, like-
hyper aggressive animals everywhere.
Well, I haven't heard they're hyper aggressive, but there is a healthy population of hippos now in that area because the locals like love them, and like the government wanted to come in and kill them. So now there's like 50 or 200 like some odd hippos in Colombia
That shouldn't be there.
that
Those
should not
things
be
are
there,
so
but they're
deadly.
just living there, and they're not hurting the environment any. And yeah,
There's
Like,
just a
there's a
bloat.
reason why we've had a long time to vet animals. We like dogs, we like cats, goats, sheep, like cows, horses are still dangerous. Like people forget how dangerous
And I
they
think you
are.
could extend it to some rodents. Like you could keep a raccoon as
Well,
a pet.
Yeah, those aren't dangerous. Bigger animals that or animals with like teeth. Like we vetted those already. If they're not common, you probably shouldn't get it.
Like a raccoon can hurt you, but it's probably not going to kill you.
No, raccoon's not.
well,
gonna
except
kill
for
you.
rabies, yeah.
Yeah,
No, a
I'm talking
raccoon's
about
not
like a
gonna-
domesticated
yeah,
raccoon.
It's
you know?
not gonna slash your throat open.
Yeah.
Dogs could.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it
certain breeds, certain breeds. Not gonna say what they are, but
Yeah, when it comes to wild animals, like look at freaking Siegfried and Roy.
do you remember? Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
Do you remember I used to troll like that on Facebook years ago?
I mean, you weren't
When-
really trolling.
I was trolling because
Like-
I actually don't feel that way.
Eh.
But I would just piss everyone off. I'd be like, we need to ban this specific breed
Yeah.
of dog. Anyone that has it, we should lock them up.
Yeah.
And I would just get
So much
so
hate
many
now.
comments from
So
people
much hate.
like just yelling at me. And they would be like, no, you don't understand. And I would
It's
just
the
be,
owner.
I'd be like, you have a ticking time bomb in your house. You're going to die.
See, that's the argument that like works and also like for a time and then falls apart. So like pit bulls, right?
Oh, you name the
Mm.
breed. You're going to get shit.
Hold on. let me
we had
speak.
this issue on
Let me
TSC
speak.
recently.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say one thing. It's nothing crazy. Pit bulls were bred for hunting.
No, they were bred to raise children. They are nature's nanny.
No, they're not.
Yes.
Do you?
You don't understand.
All
Look at
jokes
the little
aside, though.
look at the little bow on my pibbles.
I know he
My
knows. He
pibbles.
knows exactly what they were raised for. What were they raised for? Get them?
to be nature's nanny.
They were raised to hold down bears. That's
Like
what they
Coach
were raised
Kiosko.
for.
Or
Yeah.
Hoocha?
Wojtek.
Wojtek.
They were made to grab a bear's leg and hold them down. That's what they were bred for. That's why their jaws are so wide and strong. It's that's what they're used for. So if you do train them properly, they are sweethearts. I've met so many pit bulls that are sweethearts every day until their end. I've also met pit bulls that have ripped my friend's arm open. So yeah,
Who
you
do we
got to
know-
be careful.
Oh, wasn't Jimmy the hair guy just attacked by a dog?
Was he?
Not too long ago. Yeah. I think a dog bit him. Yeah.
I mean, same thing though. Like Dobermans,
Well, he is a mailman.
Dobermans, German
Yeah, natural
Shepherds, all
prey.
these like hunting dogs. That's what they're made for.
Well, German Shepherds, and they're
That's
not
what they're
hunting
made
dogs.
for.
It's a shepherd dog.
Excuse me. Yeah, like
Ro-
shepherd, yeah.
Dobermans are like guard dogs, you know.
Yeah, they're made to mess you up.
Working
You know?
dogs.
Working
Working
dogs.
dogs.
That's what. Yeah, that's
My
that-
dog's a hunting dog.
Your dog's a hunter. Yeah, it's a hound.
Yeah.
People forget they're hounds. They want to destroy little things. They
Oh,
might be the sweetest thing
my-
in the world.
well,
They see
you-
a squirrel, that thing's dead.
Do you know why squeaky toys work?
Yeah, it resembles killing something.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
they like.
my dog. I don't know if we ever told this story when we introduced it to Ant's cat.
No, Ant wanted to kill you.
Well, we didn't know what. Neither of us
But
knew
that's
what
what
would
I
happen.
mean. Like they're dogs.
Well, I had my dog on the leash. You know, he never really like attacks stuff.
Never.
and
Sweetheart.
he's a calm, gentle dog, Milo rules. And we're walking, and I'm going past Ant's house, and I think I've only had him. It hadn't been too long. It was like maybe a month or so.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let's see.
See Ant.
So I ring the doorbell. Ant's here. He's like, oh, hi, what's up? We're
He lets his
talking. I'm
cat
showing
out.
the dog. He's like, let me get my cat.
Yeah.
So he gets his cat, and he puts
Also, bad move on his part.
well, he's showing his cat, his new kitten, my dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, this is another animal. And the kitten's looking. And
It's
my
cute.
dog fucking, he doesn't even growl. He fully lunges at the
He
kitten.
growled.
It was like a bark. It was like
It was a growl.
there was no warning.
No, there wasn't a warning.
That's
it
what
was
I'm saying.
It
It
was
was
at the same time. It was charged with growl.
It wasn't like, and then he went. It was,
No, it was.
Yeah.
It was like attack. Yeah, it was like kill.
yeah. And I pulled him back. Ant lifted the cat.
like-
Didn't the cat try to run?
The cat went on its back and went to kick him away.
Yeah, the cat
'Cause
was
he didn't
like,
know what was going on. It was like, what is happening?
my dog was gonna eat his cat.
Oh yeah, if you didn't stop that cat was dead.
Yeah.
And you can have the nicest dog in the world.
And
Doesn't mean shit.
and we have rabbits in my neighborhood. Oh, I'll actually tell a story. I've seen him chase them through my backyard, and they dive under the fence. There was one day I was walking him late at night, and I have the flashlight on my phone, and me and him are just walking, and out of nowhere in the darkness, I can't see.
Yeah.
I'm just walking my dog regular. He fucking lunges at something. I hear, "Ow!" and I pull him away. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like going nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm shining the flashlight,
What do you get?
and there's a baby bunny.
He killed it.
And I see it, and the thing is in pain, writhing, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Kill the baby bunny.
So I finish walking him, and I call an emergency vet hotline, because my first concern is my dog.
Right.
I'm like, is he going to be okay? Do I need to bring him in?
I'm
Like,
sure he'll be fine.
well, I don't know. Like,
It's okay if he eats the bunny.
I don't know about it.
He
I don't know if he can get a disease or something, if I need to bring him
probably should
in.
have just let him tear that thing. It would have been easier.
And they go, okay. I go, what should I do about the bunny? How do I get it?
It's dead.
And they go, okay, what I want you to do, you can go like get like a cup or something, scoop it, and then bring it to like a vet place. I'm like, okay. So I leave him at home. I go back out there, and I'm looking up and down where we were. It's gone.
Yeah, something else probably took it.
I think,
Cat.
or it limped away.
Cat,
Yeah.
fox.
Yeah,
It probably didn't limp away.
it hadn't been too long, but yeah.
Something else
Or
got
maybe
it,
its
sadly.
parent came. I felt
Yeah.
really bad.
I remember we had two birds fall out of a nest in my barn, and the mother they fall out of the nest, and the mother's going nuts. And as soon as she starts like going nuts, my barn cats just like emerge out of the shadows and run and grab the babies
Mhm.
and take off in like different directions. And I'm like, okay,
They're cats.
yeah, like they
That's
heard that
what they do.
noise and they knew what it
They
was.
were waiting, yeah.
yeah.
It's cat, man. Same thing. I don't trust my cat around my bird. I have a bird. She's very fine with it. She hasn't gone after it once. In fact, she's very scared. She runs up to the table. However, anytime the bird's out, I have my eyes locked on that cat. If she makes one move where I think she's getting too close, I'll drag her away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love her to death. I do not trust her around the bird. All these years. It's been
Smart.
7 or 8 years. So you shouldn't.
That's why you're bird.
That's why
still
bird's
alive.
alive. Yeah, which
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, just I
I
left it
don't know
open.
what happened.
Yeah,
I've done that before.
the lady I live with has a Harlequin macaw and a Great Dane, and
Ooh,
this Great Dane
wants
every
that
once in a
fucking
while
bird.
has enough of the bird
It wants
because the
that
bird is an antagonizing bird.
Of course.
Like she puts her little claw out, like as you go walk
Yeah.
by, and you go okay up, and then
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They fuck with you.
yeah.
My bird does that too sometimes.
Yeah.
She'll be like, hey, come here. You go to lift her and she'll just bite your hand. You've met my bird a few
yeah.
times.
I'm scared of birds.
Yeah. She's
How
sweet,
how is claw trimming?
though. Oh, not that bad.
Oh my god, we have to wrap this bird like in a towel burrito,
No, mine's a
and
cockatiel.
she's like, okay, hold the bird. So you're trying to hold it from the side. Meanwhile, this
And it's
freaking
like,
it is
Yeah.
scissoring its way
Yeah.
through the towel. Like it's a tri-folded towel, and it's cutting through it like a pair of scissors. And it's getting closer and closer to your hand. And I'm like, come on, hurry up.
I have. Come to think about it, I haven't had to trim her claws in a while because we have a perch that is it grinds their claws
Oh,
down.
okay.
So it's very rare that we have to take care
Okay,
of that.
okay.
The cat we have to more than anything
Oh, that's easy.
because she gets sharp real fast.
I got to bring my dog in to get his nails done. They're pretty sharp right now.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
happen.
He's
You
like-
got it too because that thing will get.
Yeah, then
that
they
thing will
grow
out.
Yeah, I
it'll
know.
hurt
curling.
them. Yeah. All right, you got some history for us.
Yeah. I got the Puck Fair. Have you ever heard of this?
Is that like where Canadians just share their fucking hockey pucks?
Yeah.
Hey, look at this collection.
This
Hey,
collection, hey? It's pretty good.
Nice
huh?
puck there.
that's my
Different
my
weights.
Canadian. Yeah. Okay. So
Ooh, this was made in Czechoslovakia.
this is some Irish history.
Okay. Be careful.
Yeah, I know the Irish.
You really like
They get
antagonizing them.
ornery when we mention them.
I think you like it in a way. I think you enjoy it. You're the troll in you is like, I'm gonna do something Irish.
No, I don't. I just like to, I like to hit the algorithm. That's what it is.
Right.
All right. So this is one of Ireland's oldest fairs. It takes place annually from the 10th of August to the 12th of August in Killorglin, County Kerry. So
Okay.
County Kerry.
Okay.
All right. Every year, people go up into the mountains of this area and they come back with a feral goat.
What?
Yeah. So, like, the townsfolk go and they capture a feral goat.
How many feral goats are there that an entire town?
They have a whole bunch.
Okay.
And
I guess they're like hippos. Once you release 2 or 3 of them, they
Thousands.
yeah.
and they get a young schoolgirl. They pick one out.
I don't
And-
like where this is going.
And they name her the Queen of Puck. And they name the goat the King Puck. This is real. And they bring the goat out into a cage and they dangle him above the town for 3 days. And they celebrate and worship. The
The
pubs stay open extra late. And
There's got to be something lost in translation here. There has to be.
this is what they do.
What has happened with the girl? That is she just
I-
the
for a
queen for
second,
one day?
For a second, I thought it was like 5 Minutes in Paradise.
Is
Like where
she
they
up there with the goat?
Yeah, they locked the goat and the girl in a closet.
For 3 days, they're locked above the town. How are they surviving?
She's not locked with. I mean, they have food for the goat and stuff. She lives her life and like goes to parades and celebrations. It's like she's the queen
Of
of
the goats?
of the festival. Yeah,
What happens when the goat goes to the bathroom?
I guess it shits in the cage.
See, this is what
Yeah,
happens.
but wouldn't it like roll out down?
This is what happens when you have a heathen society. You know, like, what are you doing? Get rid of this. Get rid of this. There's no reason for this.
So when they're done after the festival, they take the goat.
Oh no! Do they
No,
kill the goat?
they release it back into the mountains. But think of this goat now.
It's fucked up for life. It's
Like-
what just happened? What just happened?
Why was I in the middle of this town for
Why
3
was
days?
I raised and pray? Am I a god? Am I a god?
It's probably curator.
Okay. There's a doorbell.
Yeah.
Am I a god?
Are you a god?
Are you a god?
So they say this stems from like 1613. King James I, he allowed the fair to take place, but like he permitted it. But supposedly
Alright.
this has even older roots. Like this is like pagan shit that they were
I
doing.
knew it. I knew it was pagan.
But it's not even pagan anymore. It's just like a thing this town does, and they don't even know why.
It's just a thing. Well, the pubs get to stay open late. That's why.
And like there's different legends. So now one is that Oliver Cromwell, when he was conquering and going into to Ireland, one of the legends is that a goat alerted the Irish to the invasion.
Oh, so they worship the goat, and then
So now
that
they
kind of makes sense.
worship the goat, but that's the thing. No one really knows. These are all kind of like legends.
Right. Right. That it's confusing. It's confusing.
Refuses to take my place.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
that'd be something.
So you missed this. I'm trying to figure out where
They're-
this came
they
from.
don't-
You
No.
can sit in that chair. It's not reserved for Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, no one knows where this really came from. Like they suspect it might be a pagan thing, but it's just this weird thing that in this one town in County Kerry, they get a feral goat, they put it in the middle of town, and like there's footage of it you could see.
See, this is why we don't take
Now-
the Irish serious.
now-
Could it possibly be they were fucking with the English? Like Like, what festivals will you be having this year? And like they threw
raise a
this one, like
goat.
they threw this one in just to see if he was checking, and he allowed it. And they're like, okay, now we
they're
gotta go
stuck
through
with it. Yeah, drunk Irish guys like, we're gonna raise a goat. We're gonna worship him from the mountain.
Oh, all
Are
right.
you gonna eat him after? No, we're gonna let him go.
Oh, write this down. Oh, we're gonna put him in a cage and lift him, and then we're gonna take
30 feet in the air.
then we're gonna take a school lass and make her the queen.
He sounds more legit than the other one.
That makes sense. It's almost like they do it for no reason now. That's what's weird. It's like, well, we've been doing this since 1613, so I guess we have to. PETA came down at them. They're like, you can't put a goat in the air for 3 days. So they're like, fine, we'll only do a couple of hours now.
Come on.
This is real. And
Of all the things you have to worry about.
A couple of hours.
they think that it might be tied to this old Celtic festival, Lugnasia, which
Pagans.
symbolized like the harvest season. If the goat is a pagan fertility symbol, but
Yeah,
again,
you said it's in
nobody.
August, right?
Yes, nobody.
There's no solstice.
Nobody knows the real
Summer.
origins of this. It's just
in the
this.
summer.
It's just this weird thing they do in Kerry, and I'm sure some Irish guy's gonna email in and yell at us now.
I mean, please do, because this sounds batshit crazy.
Now it just sounds like we're gonna keep it up for the tourists.
I don't want, even if they correct us, I don't want their correction. It just sounds nuts.
So King Puck, yeah, it's a goat,
King Puck.
and they hang him
Now-
above town.
Can the same goat be king twice?
Who knows?
Because
Yeah.
they're letting it go. So it's a
I mean, if
chance-
they end up catching it again, yeah.
yeah, like there could be like some egotistical goat, like I get to be king again, capture me.
Yeah, maybe it just like wants to be.
Yeah.
I want to be
Yeah, like you-
hoisted in the air
yeah,
for
you're
8
getting,
hours.
yeah, you don't have to be out there like worrying about fucking foxes and shit.
Yeah, you get 3 days off.
Yeah, 3 days
In a
off
cage.
on vacation in a cage with food,
Worshipped
water,
as a god.
people drinking, like
Ridiculous.
And they have a statue of like King Puck. Yeah.
What about the schoolgirl?
I love it. That's great.
She like marches through the town with flowers and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's little schoolgirl will feel good about that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
nice.
sure it boosts her.
that I
ego.
like.
Yeah.
The fact that the king's a goat is very.
This feels
weird.
like Wicker Man shit, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it's midsummer shit. You know,
Yeah.
like something that you shouldn't be doing.
There's
probably.
like there was a darkness with this at one point that we don't know.
They
the details
definitely
about.
killed that goat back in the day.
Yeah. They probably like were
And
under
probably
the, blood,
the
yeah.
girl.
They erased that line
This
from
was
the
a dual
scrolls.
sacrifice
Yeah.
kind of thing that shouldn't be done anymore.
Get him. Do you have
Oh,
anything?
I do. Have you all heard about Lincoln's lost speech?
Don't shoot.
Lincoln's lost speech
No.
was supposedly a speech so mesmerizing, so it took the audience so much that reporters stopped writing.
Was it?
And there are
was it?
no-
We should keep the slaves.
Well, some theorize it's kind
Nobody
of
wanted to
close.
write about it. Maybe the South has a point, so they shot him.
It was so mesmerizing, so captivating that reporters stopped writing and took no notes. So there's no record of the speech.
Not even a summarization of what he spoke about.
No,
It
no.
can't be that good. We have summaries of what Jesus said. Like, what are you talking about?
There's
a
record of
lie.
a speech being given and the day it was given and everything, but there's no record of the contents of the speech. So it's some people. I'm sorry, I only had like an.
So
like
what
an
exactly-
hour's
Yeah,
notice.
no, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what exactly are you bringing to the table?
Well, what some people speculate is
Oh,
that
okay.
it was so incendiary that this is the time before the Civil War.
Mhm.
That it was so incendiary and so anti-slavery that doing that.
Oh, so this is like when he was running for office?
He was in office.
He was already president.
Yes.
Oh, but this is in the run up to the Civil War. That if this got published,
It would
he
have
was
been even
he was basically
faster.
like he's like, we need the blood of slaveholders to run
Right.
across our continent. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Right,
all
we
the
ain't writing this.
like all the reporters got together and be like, yeah, if this speech gets out and we
We're at
report it,
war instantly.
yeah, like it's gonna like light the match on the powder keg. So they just decided, yeah, we're just gonna say that we were all mesmerized and everything and took no notes of
We're
it.
so mesmerized.
So
There's got to be something about it. There has to be some writing.
There's a record that he did it,
exists.
and that's it. Wow.
yeah. So
I want to know
Now we have
how
a mystery.
brutal was he? You
Yeah,
know?
what was he saying? I mean, he was never really like he was never really the
Well, he's known for being a great orator.
He's one of the best speakers we
Yeah.
ever had. And especially he's lucky he existed in a time before recorded audio. That's the thing.
I wouldn't say he was lucky.
I mean, no,
It's very
because
unlucky. To
I
be
don't
honest.
honestly, I think the country's lucky, but he probably wouldn't have been president if his voice had been able to be recorded because he had such a funny voice. So because he gave amazing speeches that were printed, it worked better
Sounds
for him.
great.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Was his voice like? What if it was like insanely high?
Well, he had the Daniel Day-Lewis thing where it's like,
Yeah.
the time is now. Yeah.
Like RFK.
Yeah. Like RFK, regardless of politics, could never be president just because
No,
of the
you can't,
voice.
yeah.
It's not
It's too
pleasing
hard
to the
un-
ear.
It's too hard to understand.
Yeah.
But what if he was really high pitched?
Like
How
supposedly his voice was high pitched. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah, like if you look up like records of how his speech sound, supposedly it was very high pitched, and they found this like the thing Daniel Day-Lewis based the voice on is like this one weird semi-recording thing that he listened to a lot to try to get it, but it's not a pure recording,
Right.
and that's why he does the time is now like that thing,
Yeah.
You never really see someone like write about the tone of someone's voice or.
Back then, I think they would, but it didn't matter as much because it was just the written word. And it was actually what they said, not how they deliver it. It mattered more.
Yeah.
Where now it's the opposite.
You don't think about it. Like
now
like,
it's the opposite. It doesn't matter what they say; it's how they deliver it.
Yeah. Like Trump.
Yeah.
That guy can say anything, and he's just comical no matter what.
Or
You can't take anything seriously.
Or
No, I
Obama.
hope nothing that he says gets into a history book because it's gonna look real weird.
or Obama and how supposedly he used neurolinguistic programming
Well, he was
to
great
deliver
he was
speeches.
great at speaking.
He's a great
Yeah.
orator.
Some people say he used neurolinguistic programming to brainwash the populace.
Oh.
The
is
way
that
he
like some
delivered his
conspiracy
speeches.
shit?
Yeah.
Like I think
I like
Bush.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you.
Like this is the stuff if Rogan said, I'd be like,
You'd be hailed as king.
Yeah. Like I think Bush, if you just look up, not like because
Which
obviously
Bush,
he had
the
mispronounced
junior?
Junior. If you looked
Yeah.
up like aside from mispronunciations and shit like that, if you just like read the actual
Oh, it's
like
not bad.
text of his speeches, it's so much better than like when he's giving
Well, yeah,
the
because he
speech.
fumbles a lot.
That's the
and
thing, yeah.
he's just not good at it.
Yeah, he's just not a good orator.
Looking around.
like the man had 2 degrees from 2 different colleges, flew jets and stuff. He's not an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
He's
yeah.
painted as a retard. It's like
Yeah.
he's actually pretty intelligent.
Yeah.
Like his book was a great read.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Shame on, fool me once, shame on.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you ain't gonna fool me
Yeah,
again.
But like, if you watch the video, like you can see
He's
trying.
ad-libbing.
Well, he's
Yeah.
trying to, but he's also trying to get the audience to
Yeah.
go along with him, and they're not going along with him. So he's like, oh,
Yeah.
Left now.
Yeah. Man ducked a shoe like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something I was gonna say about Lincoln. I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Yeah,
No, it's fine.
it's fine. Yeah, we passed it. but
We're good.
That's interesting. I wonder.
The lost speech.
Lost
the lost
speech.
the lost Lincoln log.
We
See
have
what
a
I did
lot
there?
of lost logs on this show.
We lost whole episodes.
Lost whole entire episodes of because Ant decided to be extra spicy.
Sorry, it wasn't great. Like Vostok and the Puck
Puck Fair?
Festival.
It's fine. That was good.
It-
It's something to think about what was said. It's a mystery.
Yeah, especially if it was like this is going to cause war.
If I could time travel one spot, it would be to see that speech.
Really, that's where you would go.
No, probably
All
not.
of history. That's
would-
where you're going to go.
I would probably go to a young Brian and like shake him and say, "Listen up, don't get fat. Never get
Never
fat."
get fat.
And then I would say, "Buy Bitcoin in 2006, no matter what."
No matter what.
There's a book by Michael Crichton called Timeline,
Uh-huh.
and they perfected time travel.
Okay.
And one of the things they do is like they send people back to like historical events, and they're completely. It almost is like Jurassic Park when like the dinosaurs are too real. Like in the book, they're describing like what Washington's crossing of the Delaware looked like, and it's not him standing proudly on top of the thing. It's all them huddled up under blankets because it's fucking December, and it's the busiest we've been in a month.
Of course, we're recording.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap up. Thanks, Gedem.
Yeah. Get
Don't
him.
worry about it. Thank you.
You've been Great. Love you, buddy.
Pick time. So,
Oh crap! We didn't even discuss this.
yes, we did.
Oh, we did.
Okay. So March 7th.
Well, it's just 3 movies. You have to really give the dates.
Oh no. Well, in my head, because I'm looking at the calendar.
He's got to do 3 movies.
I'm looking at the calendar for myself. Sorry, not March 7th. March 5th. That's this Wednesday, so that's today. Irishman dropping the 12th. Kill the Irishman. We're gonna do that.
We're gonna do Kill the Irishman.
The 19th. We're dropping Ford vs Ferrari with Frank Five.
Correct.
Our car expert is back.
He's back.
And March 26th, we have a new guest to the show.
Correct.
One Take Gill, and we're going to do Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut.
I'm so excited for that.
You've been wanting to do that for a while.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be good. And it's going to get real hyped.
Oh, I think he's going to be. I'm
and
excited.
We have a cool guest.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's new meat, new blood.
It's going to be good. New blood.
Yep.
I mean, technically, we're probably new. Do they do guests?
Well, we're splitting. Oh, that's the other thing I should say. We're splitting the episode in 2, guys. So, part 1 is either going to be us or part 2 is going to be them, and we'll figure it out.
Like a channel sharing.
Yeah, it's good. So you're going to have to listen to both feeds to get the whole episode.
That's cool.
But we're not going to do that all the time. It's a one-time thing. So
I like that, though.
Promote both of us.
Promote both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want to say bye?
Yeah. Thank you for watching, listening, liking, subscribing. Thank you for our Patreon. And yeah, bye. Do your thing.
Yeah, guys, patreon.com/reviewing history. This week, Friday, March 7th, we're dropping a new side scrollers, Super Mario Part World 3. Me and Aunt G going through it, trying to beat it. It's a lot of fun. Check that out. We got other stuff coming up on Patreon. We have an episode on Leprechaun coming up for Slasher School. A whole bunch of stuff. There's also the whole back catalog, Scanner Darkly, stuff like that. Anyway, want to give a big thank you to Tell 'em Steve, Dave, Brywalt, Q, Get 'em, last record down in the studio. We greatly appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, leave a comment, helps potential sponsors find the show, all that stuff. You've heard it a million times. Please spread the good word, spread the faith, help us grow. Like, subscribe, share. Our Review History Pod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
I am the P-Man!